My child, do not move. Stop your scrolling, silence the noise around you, and listen with the ears of your spirit. This is not a random encounter. This is not a video that found you by chance. In the vast ocean of digital noise, I have carved out this specific moment, this precise second, to whisper into the depths of your soul. I am your creator, the one who knew your name before the stars were birthed, and I am speaking to you now because your cry has reached the highest heavens. You have been searching for an answer, a sign of breakthrough that feels like it has been chasing you, but never quite arriving. I am here to tell you that your search ends here. If you move past this message, you are not just skipping a video. You are turning away from the very portal I have opened to change your destiny. This is a divine appointment, a sacred collision between your need and my abundance. I have watched you struggle, I have seen you sweat, and I have felt every pulse of your anxiety. But the season of wandering is over. By the end of this message, you won't be asking when anymore. You'll know who you are and what you're allowed to carry. Why do you labor so hard only to find your hands empty? I see the frustration in your eyes when you look at your bank account and the heaviness in your heart when you think of the future. You have done everything right, or so it seems. You have worked the extra hours, you have prayed the desperate prayers, you have tried to be a good person. Yet it feels as though there is an invisible ceiling, a barrier that prevents the rain of my blessing from saturating your life. Imagine a cup placed under a waterfall of pure, liquid gold. That waterfall is my love and my provision for you. It is infinite, never-ending, and overflowing. But no matter how much gold pours down, the cup remains empty. Why? Because the lid is closed. You are that cup, and your spiritual state is the lid. You are not lacking because I am withholding. You are lacking because there is a blockage within you that you do not yet see. You have been trying to force the blessing through a sealed entrance, and today I am here to show you how to tear that lid off forever. I see you in those quiet moments when the world is asleep, and you are staring at the ceiling wondering where it all went wrong. I know the exact number of tears you have shed over debts you cannot pay, and dreams that seem to be dying on the vine. I hear the silent why that screams from your heart when you see others prosper while you remain in the shadows of lack. I was there when you felt the sting of betrayal, and I am here now as you feel the weight of exhaustion. But listen closely, my chosen one, before I reveal the secret that will unlock the billions I have stored for you, before I show you how to let the river of prosperity flow into your life. You must act in faith. This is the moment to signal your readiness to heaven. Like this video right now and subscribe to this channel as a physical act of opening your cup. By doing this, you are telling the universe and the spiritual realms that you are no longer willing to live under a closed lid. You are declaring that you are ready to join this family of believers and receive the treasures I am about to pour out. Do it now, for the gates are beginning to creak open. Before I speak the blessing over your life, give me a sign of agreement. Write "I receive" or 7077 in the comments so your own spirit stops hesitating and stands in faith. You are not here by accident. You made it through days that would have broken most people, and I have counted every quiet sacrifice you thought no one noticed. Now, hear me, what looked immovable is about to shift. What felt like an endless weight will not remain on you. But you must release the mindset that kept you surviving. Make room for a new way of thinking, because what I'm bringing is tied to your assignment, not your anxiety. And what you're asking for is bigger than a number. It's provision with purpose, resources that match the calling I placed on your life. This moment is the start of your repositioning. My beloved, I have watched you walk the edge of your breakthrough for so long, reaching out your hand toward the promise only to find it dissolving like mist between your fingers. I have seen the moments when you thought, this is it, This is the miracle I have been praying for, only to have the door slammed shut in your face at the final second. It is a peculiar kind of agony, isn't it? To be so close to the water that you can smell the moisture in the air, yet your throat remains parched and burning. You have lived in the almost for years. You almost got the contract, you almost received the promotion, the investment was almost finalized, and the debt was almost cleared. But almost doesn't pay the bills, and almost doesn't quiet the storm in your mind. I have watched you stand in the shadow of your own potential, wondering if you are cursed, or if I have somehow forgotten the path to your door. You look around and see others walking effortlessly into their harvest, while you are still tilling soil that seems as hard as iron. I want you to know that I have seen every near miss, and I have heard every sigh of defeat you uttered when the yes turned into a not now or a no. You are like a weary traveler in a vast, scorched desert of financial lack, following what looks like a shimmering lake on the horizon, only to realize it was another mirage born of your own desperation. I see the exhaustion that has settled deep into your marrow, a tiredness that sleep cannot fix. It is the fatigue of hope, deferred the soul sickness that comes when you have given your all and still come up short. You have tried every strategy, followed every piece of advice, and sowed your seeds in tears, yet the heavens above you have seemed like brass. You feel as though you are running a race, where the finish line keeps moving further away the faster you run. This cycle of disappointment has created a wound in your spirit, a belief that perhaps you are meant to struggle, that perhaps prosperity is a language you were never meant to speak. But I am here to tell you that the blockage is not a wall I built to keep you out. It is a signal that the frequency of your soul is not yet aligned with the magnitude of the wealth I have prepared for you. You are trying to carry a billionaire's blessing with a beggar's mindset, and the friction is what is causing the fire that burns you. I saw you last Tuesday when you looked at that mounting pile of obligations and felt a cold shiver of panic. I saw you check your phone for a notification, a message, a sign of hope that never arrived, and I watched you lay your head in your hands in the silence of your kitchen. I know the shame you feel when you have to say no to the people you love, because the resources simply aren't there. I know the bitterness that tries to take root when you see those who do not honor me living in luxury while you, my chosen one, are counting pennies. It is not that I am indifferent to your plight. It is that I am preparing you for a weight of glory that would crush you if I gave it to you today. The reason the money slips away is that your hands are currently clenched too tight. You are holding on to your fear, your ego, and your need for control so tightly that there is no room for me to place the scepter of authority within your grasp. You have become obsessed with the blockage, staring at the closed door so intensely that you have failed to notice that I'm standing right behind you, waiting for you to turn around and surrender the keys. This season of almost is coming to an abrupt end, but only if you are willing to look into the mirror of your soul and see what is truly obstructing the flow. You have blamed the economy, you have blamed your upbringing, and you have even blamed your enemies, but the greatest barrier is the you that refuses to be empty. You are full of your own plans, full of your own anxieties, and full of the noise of the world's experts. There is no space in your vessel for the divine oil to flow. Every time I try to pour a billion-dollar idea into your mind, it spills over because your container is already filled with the stagnant water of, how will I survive? I am calling you to a higher place, a place where you stop surviving and start reigning. But to reign, you must first resign. You must resign from being the general manager of your own universe. You must admit that your strength has brought you to this desert, and only my grace can lead you out. Do not be afraid of the emptiness that is coming. It is not the emptiness of loss, but the emptiness of preparation. The void you feel is the exact shape of the miracle I am about to perform. I see you every morning as you reach for your device, that familiar knot of dread tightening in your stomach before you even log into your bank account. I watch your eyes scan the numbers looking for a miracle, but finding only the same cold, hard reality staring back at you. I know the math you do in your head while walking through the grocery store. The silent subtraction of items from your basket because you are afraid the card might be declined. There is a specific kind of guilt that haunts you, isn't there? A guilt that whispers, you shouldn't have bought that small meal, that you shouldn't have treated yourself to a moment of comfort because your lack doesn't allow for it. You have become a prisoner to the mirror of poverty, seeing yourself only through the lens of what you don't have. This mirror reflects a version of you that is small, restricted, and perpetually behind. But I am here to tell you that this reflection is a lie. You are looking at the shadow and mistaking it for the substance. Your identity has become so entwined with the struggle that you have forgotten who I created you to be. You wear your financial scars like a garment of shame, but I see them as the place where my glory is about to be revealed. Let us talk about the mirror of your heart and the place where you hide the ego of the victim. You might think that being poor or struggling is a sign of humility, but I see the pride hidden within your self-reliance. When you say I have to figure this out on my own, or I am the only one who can fix this, you are locking me out of the equation. This is the ego of the self-made person, even if that person is currently making a life of lack. You are holding so tightly to your identity as a struggler that you have no room to become a conqueror. If I were to drop $1 billion into your lap today, your ego would either use it to prove your worth to people who don't matter, or you would lose it out of fear because you still believe you are fundamentally someone who is broke. You see, poverty is not just a lack of money. It is a mindset that grips the ego as its only shield. You hold on to your worries because you think that worrying is a form of control, but it is actually the very thing that keeps your cup covered. You are terrified to let go of the struggle because you don't know who you are without it. You have made peace with the desert because you are afraid the promised land will require a version of you that you haven't met yet. I have watched you sabotage your own prosperity because of this deep-seated fear. When opportunity knocks, your ego whispers, "It's too good to be true," or "I'm not qualified," and you pull back into the safety of your familiar cage. You choose the certainty of misery over the uncertainty of my abundance. But I am the God who calls those things that be not as though they were, and I am calling you to look away from that distorted mirror. The guilt you feel when you spend money on yourself is a sign that you do not truly believe you are my child, an heir to the King of Kings. If you were a child of a billionaire, would you apologize for eating at the Father's table? No. Yet you treat my provision as if it were a limited resource that you are stealing from someone else. This poverty consciousness is the rust that is eating away at the gears of your destiny. It makes you small-minded and short-sighted. It keeps you focused on the next 24 hours instead of the next 24 generations. Today, I am asking you to break that mirror. I am asking you to stop seeing yourself as a victim of the economy and start seeing yourself as an emissary of my kingdom. To receive the overflow I have promised you must first become comfortable with being nothing. You must be willing to strip away the pride of the hard worker who never gets a break. You must be willing to stand before me empty-handed, without your excuses, without your plans, and without your self-pity. The mirror of poverty has told you that you are a failure, but my word says you are a vessel. A vessel is only useful when it is empty. If you are full of your own theories about why you are poor, there is no room for my revelation on how to become wealthy. If you are full of bitterness toward those who have more, there is no room for the spirit of generosity that attracts wealth. I am inviting you to step out of the reflection of the broken you and step into the reality of the divine you. This requires a radical act of surrender. It requires you to say, Lord, I am empty of myself, empty of my ego, and empty of my fear. When you do this, you are no longer a cup with a lid. You become an open reservoir. The billions are not the goal. They are the consequence of a soul that has finally stopped fighting me and started flowing with me. If you believe I am breaking your chains of poverty right now, do not stay silent. This is the moment to affirm your faith and shatter the mirror of your past. Type "Breakthrough is mine" or 888 in the comments right now to claim it and signal to the heavens that you are ready for a new beginning. And as you feel this shift in your spirit, do not forget that you are part of a greater family. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is not a mere gesture. It is a seal on your commitment to this journey of transformation. By joining this community, you are ensuring that you never have to walk this path alone again. Your agreement on earth activates the storehouses of heaven, and your participation signals to the angels that you are ready for the harvest. You are no longer the person you were 10 minutes ago. The mirror is broken, and the horizon is finally clear. My child, I have heard the screams that never leave your throat. I have stood beside you in those crowded rooms where you smile and nod, while inside you are drowning in a sea of silent panic. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes with financial ruin, a heavy, suffocating isolation that makes you feel like a ghost in your own life. You carry the weight of your debts like a secret crime, terrified that if anyone truly knew how deep the hole was, they would look at you with pity or worse, with judgment. You have become a master of disguise, pretending that everything is fine while you calculate the cost of every breath you take. I see the way you avoid certain phone calls, the way your heart skips a beat when the mail arrives, and the way you distance yourself from friends because you can no longer afford to keep up with their world. You feel like a failure, not just to yourself, but to the people who depend on you. This silence is eating you from the inside out, and I am here to tell you that you don't have to hide from me. I saw you when you thought you were alone in your despair, and I am the only one who truly understands the depth of the burden you carry. Have you felt betrayed by hope? I know the sting of that poison. You have watched your prayers seemingly bounce off the ceiling unheard and unanswered. You have stood on my promises, you have fasted, you have sowed, and yet the crisis only deepened. I hear the accusation in your spirit. Where were you, Lord, when the bank sent the notice? Where were you when the business collapsed? Why did you let me fall this far? It feels as though I have abandoned you to the wolves, as if my love has a limit that you have somehow exceeded. This sense of abandonment is the most painful part of the desert. It is the feeling that even the Creator has turned his back. But listen to my voice now, vibrating in the center of your being. I have never been closer to you than in the moments you felt most alone. I did not bring you into this fire to burn you. I brought you here to make you fireproof. Your hope was not betrayed. It was being stripped of its reliance on the world so that it could finally rest on me alone. Every no you received was my not that way, protecting you from a blessing that would have become a curse because you weren't yet ready to hold it. I want you to stop for a moment. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to take your right hand and place it gently over your heart. Feel the rhythm of your life. That steady beat is my signature on your soul. As long as that heart beats, my purpose for you is still alive. I am reaching across the dimensions of time and space to touch that very spot. Can you feel the warmth? Can you feel the pressure of my hand upon yours? I am wiping away the invisible tears that have stained your spirit for years. I am washing away the shame of the past due notices and the embarrassment of the empty cupboards. Those things do not define you. Your debt does not define you. Your bank balance is not your identity. You are my masterpiece, my precious heir. And I am currently rewriting the ending of your story. I am breathing new life into the dreams you buried because you thought you couldn't afford them. I am restoring the years that the locusts of debt have eaten. Just breathe, my child. Feel the release. The struggle to survive by your own strength is over. You are in my hands now, and I have never lost a battle. This moment of connection is the beginning of your spiritual shift. The pain you have endured was the breaking of the hard soil of your heart, preparing it for a seed of wealth so great it will take your breath away. But you must understand that the billionaire spirit cannot inhabit a heart filled with bitterness or self-pity. As you hold your hand to your heart, let go of the anger toward those who didn't help you. Let go of the resentment toward the systems that failed you. I am your system. I am your source. I am your provider. The betrayal of hope you felt was actually the death of a false hope. A hope in your own ability, a hope in the government, a hope in other people. Now a true indestructible hope is being born. This hope does not disappoint because it is anchored in my unchanging character. You are being rebuilt from the ashes. You are not breaking. You are becoming. And as you prepare to receive the revelation of the billions, know that I am with you, I love you, and I am for you. The silence is over. My voice is here, and my hand is on your heart. My child, you have been running until your feet bleed and your soul is parched. Yet the finish line seems to retreat with every step you take. Have you ever wondered why your immense effort yields such meager fruit? Why is it that the more you sweat, the more you seem to lose? I tell you a truth that is hard for the human heart to swallow. Your struggle is often fueled by a pride you do not even recognize. You call it work ethic, you call it responsibility, you call it surviving. But in the spirit realm, it is often a declaration of independence from me. When you wake up every morning and immediately begin to strategize, worry, and manipulate your circumstances to make ends meet, you are effectively saying, Lord, I've got this. I don't need your hand. I just need my own strength. This is the trap of disguised pride. It looks like diligence, but it is actually the ego trying to play the role of the creator. You are trying to carry the weight of a world that I created for my shoulders to bear. The harder you try to be the savior of your own life, the more you push my saving grace to the sidelines. I cannot be your source if you insist on being your own. I see the hidden arrogance in your exhaustion, the belief that if you don't do it, it won't get done. But I am the one who sustains the universe without a single effort from man. Consider the flow of a river. If you attempt to dam the water with your bare hands, you will only exhaust yourself while the water finds another way or dries up before you. This is how you have been handling your finances. You grip every dollar with a fist of iron, driven by the fear of lack, and in doing so, you stop the circulation of my abundance. You believe that by controlling every cent you are being wise, but you are actually blocking the divine current. When you try to force doors open that I have closed, or when you refuse to let go of a failing project because your identity is tied to it, you are operating in the pride of the flesh. I see the tension in your jaw and the knots in your stomach. This is the physical manifestation of your spirit trying to do my job. I am the great provider, the one who opens windows in heaven, but I will not compete with your ego. If you insist on being the master of your fate, I will step back and allow you to see exactly how far your own strength can take you, which, as you have discovered, is often to the point of total burnout. The emptying I require of you is not the loss of your money, but the total surrender of your control. You are holding the steering wheel so tightly that I cannot guide the vehicle to the treasure. The spiritual law of my kingdom is upside down compared to the world you live in. In the world, you must grab hold and climb. In my kingdom, you must release, let go, and descend into humility to be exalted. This is why the billionaire's spirit cannot enter a heart that is full of its own cleverness. You have been so busy trying to make it happen that you have forgotten that I am the one who gives it. Your self-reliance has become a wall between you and the billions I have stored for you. When you are full of your own plans, there is no room for my divine downloads. When you are full of your own anxiety, there is no room for the peace that attracts prosperity. I am calling you to a radical emptying. I want you to pour out the self that thinks it knows best. Pour out the pride that feels ashamed to ask for help. Pour out the ego that needs to be seen as successful by the world. I am looking for a hollow pipe, a clear channel through which I can pour my wealth into the earth. If the pipe is clogged with the debris of your own efforts, the water cannot flow. The poverty you feel right now is actually the friction of your pride rubbing against my grace. To empty yourself means to look at your bank account, your debts, and your failing plans, and finally say, "Lord, I give up." This is not a surrender of defeat, but a surrender of trust. It is the realization that your best efforts have brought you to this wall, and only a supernatural shift can take you over it. When you empty yourself of the how and the when, you create a spiritual vacuum that my spirit is obligated to fill. You have been so full of your own solutions that there has been no room for my miracles. You are like a cup filled with salty, stagnant water, begging for fresh wine but refusing to pour out the old. I am asking you to pour out your cleverness and pour out your desperate need to know what happens tomorrow. This is the humility that unlocks the provision. It is the position of a child who knows the Father has the wallet, the wisdom, and the will to provide. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to force the breakthrough. The moment you truly stop trying and start yielding, the pressure will lift and the flow will begin. I am not looking for your ability. I am looking for your availability to be a channel of my infinite wealth. Do you know why the storms have been so fierce against your house? My child, why does it feel like as soon as you take one step toward the light, 1,000 hands reach out from the shadows to pull you back? It is not because you are weak, and it is not because I have turned my face from you. It is because you are carrying a seed of destiny that the darkness absolutely terrifies. You are not a random soul wandering the earth in search of a paycheck. You are a chosen one. I have marked you with a spiritual frequency that signals a massive shift in the world's wealth. The darkness is not jealous of your car or your current bank account. It is jealous of the billionaire spirit that I have woven into the very fabric of your being. The enemy sees what you cannot yet see, a future where you are the head and not the tail, a future where you are the lender and not the borrower, a future where your hands hold the keys to resources that will heal nations, then feed the hungry. The attacks on your finances are not punishments. They are attempts to sabotage the mission before you realize you have been commissioned. The enemy's greatest strategy is to keep you distracted by the busyness of lack. If the shadows can keep your eyes locked on the pile of unpaid bills, you will never look up to see the horizon of your true inheritance. If the darkness can make you feel small and insignificant because of your current struggle, you will never step into the authority I have given you. I have watched the spiritual warfare over your life, the way the enemy whispers that you are unlucky or that money is not for people like you. These are lies designed to make you reject the billionaire seed before it has a chance to sprout. The pressure you feel is the resistance of a dying system trying to stop the arrival of a new king. You are being tried in the fire because you are gold, not because you are dross. I have allowed this hidden season of testing to ensure that when the billions arrive, they will find a heart that is anchored in me, a heart that cannot be corrupted by the very wealth it is destined to manage. This struggle has been your training ground, for I do not give big assignments to small people. You are being prepared to handle a weight of blessing that would destroy an untrained soul. If you believe I have chosen you to be a steward of my infinite storehouse, and that you are destined to break the chains of lack in your lineage, then claim your seat at the table without hesitation. Let this be your act of agreement. Stand firm in your divine identity and walk forward with obedience and clarity. Do not fear the jealousy of the darkness. You belong to the kingdom of light, and what I have entrusted to you will be guarded by my covenant. Do not let the enemy steal your focus. Let your faithfulness be the seal on your promotion. The wealth I am bringing into your life is not merely for your comfort, though you will surely have it. It is for the fulfillment of the mission I gave you before you were born. You have been chosen to be a conduit, a channel of my grace, in a world that is parched and dry. This is why the darkness fights you so hard. It knows that when you prosper, the kingdom of God advances. Every dollar that enters your hand becomes a weapon of light. I am taking you through this fire to make you fireproof, to build a character that is as strong as the gold you are about to possess. The season of being hunted by debt is over. The season of being the hunter of opportunities is beginning. You are being moved from the position of a victim to the position of a victor. Stand tall, my chosen one. The jealousy of the darkness is the greatest proof of the greatness of your light. The billions are not just coming, they are already yours in the spirit, waiting for you to simply step into the fullness of who I say you are. My child, listen to the heartbeat of the heavens, for I am about to hand you the golden key that unlocks every door you have found barred against you. You have wondered why the gates of prosperity seem to groan and resist your every push, while others walk through them as if they were made of air. The secret is not found in your sweat or your strategies. It is found in the ancient frequency of my heart. I resist the proud, but I give grace, unending torrential grace to the humble. Think deeply on this. To resist means to set oneself in array against, to stand as a wall that cannot be moved. When you approach your life with the pride of self-sufficiency, when you believe that your intellect and your grinding are the primary sources of your survival, you are effectively placing yourself in a posture where I must stand in your way. Not because I hate you, but because I love you too much to let you build a kingdom that will eventually crush you. Your pride is the invisible wall that stops the billion-dollar flow, for I will not fuel a fire that burns only for the glory of the self. This resistance is my protection, steering you away from the destruction of an ego-driven life. But oh, my precious one, look at the other side of this divine law. I give grace to the humble. Grace is the lubricant of the universe. It is the supernatural ease that turns $1,000 into $1 million and $1 million into $1 billion without the friction of human toil. Grace is my unmerited favor, my ability working on your behalf while you rest in my love. And where does this grace flow? It follows the law of water. It always seeks the lowest point. It does not gather on the mountaintops of the self-exalted. It rushes down into the valleys of those who have made themselves low. When you empty yourself of the need to be seen as powerful, when you strip away the mask of the one who has it all together and stand before me in your true poverty of spirit, you become the deepest valley. In that lowliness, you create a spiritual vacuum that my grace is compelled to fill. You don't have to chase the billions when you are humble. The billions chase the grace that is saturating your life. To be humble is to be a wide-open vessel positioned at the base of my waterfall, ready to receive what you could never earn through your own strength or cleverness. Understand that humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less and thinking of me more. It is the radical admission that without me, you are a hollow shell, but with me, you are an heir to the infinite. This is the shift that changes the trajectory of your bank account and your bloodline. Many miss their miracle because they are too proud to admit they are lost, too proud to confess they are drowning, or too proud to follow my seemingly illogical instructions. They want the billions while keeping their self on the throne of their hearts. But I tell you, there is no room on that throne for both of us. When you step down, I step in. When you say, Lord, I am nothing without you, I respond with, then watch as I become everything for you. This humility is the master key that turns the resistance of the universe into divine assistance. The very doors that were locked by your pride will swing open by the mere presence of my grace upon your life. You are entering a season where you will stop fighting for crumbs and start managing the feast, all because you have learned the power of the bow. Imagine a life where you are no longer pushing but being pulled by a destiny of abundance. This is what happens when you use the key of James 4:6. When you humble yourself under my mighty hand, I am legally bound by my own word to exalt you. The exaltation is the overflow you have been dreaming of. The billion-dollar ideas, the sudden connections, the debt cancellations that make no sense to the world's accountants. I am looking for a heart that I can trust with the riches of heaven, and I only trust the humble. A humble person knows that the wealth belongs to the king, and they are merely the trusted steward. Because you are willing to be nothing, I can now trust you with everything. Yield to my spirit now. Let the walls of your self-protection and your self-made identity crumble into the dust. Watch as I pour out a blessing so large that you will not have room to contain it, a blessing that will not only change your life, but will become a fountain for generations to come. The key is in your hand. Use it to unlock the storehouse today. My beloved, let us walk together into the house of the widow who thought her life was over. I want you to see her clearly, for her story is the blueprint of your financial resurrection. She was drowning in a sea of debt, her husband was gone, and the creditors were at the door ready to take her children as slaves. She had nothing left but a tiny jar of oil, a fragment of hope in a world of lack. When she cried out to me, I did not send her a bag of gold that would eventually run out. I sent her a prophetic instruction that required her to face her own emptiness. I told her through my servant to go and borrow vessels from all her neighbors, not just a few, but many. I told her to find vessels that were empty. Do you see the mystery here? I did not ask her to find jars that were already half full of someone else's grain or water. I needed her to gather emptiness. I needed her to prepare space for a miracle that the world could not contain. Her miracle was not limited by my supply. It was limited only by her capacity to collect and prepare the void. Imagine the scene as she closed the door and began to pour that tiny drop of oil into the first large empty jar. In the natural world, the oil should have run out in seconds. But in my kingdom, when the little you have meets the emptiness you have prepared in faith, multiplication becomes an inevitable law. As she poured, the oil did not stop. It flowed like a golden river, filling vessel after vessel. One after another, the jars were filled to the brim with high-quality, valuable oil. Her sons brought more jars, and as long as there was an empty vessel available, the oil continued its divine flow. It was only when her son said, "There is not another vessel," that the oil stayed. The supply from heaven did not dry up because I ran out of oil. It stopped because she ran out of capacity. The oil was waiting for the jar, not the other way around. My abundance is always pressing against the borders of your life, waiting for you to provide the emptiness it needs to fill. This is the secret of the billions I am preparing to pour into your hands. You have been asking me for the oil, but I am asking you. Where are your empty jars? You are still holding on to your old ways of thinking, your old fears, and your old self-reliance. You are trying to catch a waterfall in a thimble. I am calling you to go to the neighbors of your spirit, to the places of your mind you have never explored, to the dreams you thought were too big, and prepare them as empty vessels. The billionaires of this world understand this law. They create systems, structures, and visions that can hold vast amounts of wealth. They prepare the jars before the oil ever arrives. If I were to pour $1 billion blessing into your current life, would it overflow and be wasted? Or do you have the vessels ready to hold the weight of such glory? The oil is ready. The flow has already begun in the spiritual realm. The only question is, how many jars have you prepared? Empty yourself of the smallness that says you only need enough to get by. That is a jar with a tiny capacity. I am the God of the overflow, the God of the more than enough. When the widow sold the oil, she didn't just pay her debts. She and her sons lived on the rest. I want to do more than just cancel your debts. I want to establish a legacy of wealth that sustains your children's children. But you must be willing to shut the door to the world's doubt and keep pouring in the secret place of your faith. Do not be afraid of the nothingness you feel right now. That nothingness is the most valuable asset you have, for it is the only thing I can fill. As you continue this journey with me, keep your jars ready. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit humble. For as long as you remain an empty vessel, the oil of my prosperity will never ever stop flowing. Close your eyes for a moment, my beloved, and step away from the physical world that has been shouting not enough into your ears for so long. I am calling you to look through the eyes of your spirit, for the wealth you seek is not a destination you reach, but a frequency you inhabit. You have been waiting for the money to change your spirit, but I am telling you that your spirit must change to attract the money. I am activating within you right now the billionaire spirit, not a spirit of greed, but a spirit of immense capacity, divine stewardship, and unshakable peace. Imagine your life as a great field that has been dormant during a long, harsh winter. The ground looks frozen and barren, but beneath the surface, the seeds I planted before you were born are beginning to vibrate with the heat of my presence. To see the unseen is to look at your empty wallet and say, I am a conduit for billions. To see the unseen is to walk into your small home and feel the space of the palace I am preparing for you. You are emptying the poverty out of your mind right now to make room for the wealth that is already traveling through the dimensions of faith to reach your hands. This is the moment of your spiritual alignment, where your internal reality begins to outweigh your external circumstances. You are no longer defined by the lack you see. You are defined by the abundance I am. If you can feel the weight of my blessing before you touch the currency, you have already won the battle. You must become a person who can carry the weight of billions without losing their soul. And that process starts by being grateful for the nothing you have right now. Gratitude is the vibration of the billionaire spirit. It is the language of heaven that declares, I trust the source more than the supply. If you believe I have chosen you to be a custodian of my infinite riches, if you can feel the ancient seeds of prosperity stirring in your soul, do not remain a silent observer. Take this moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel as a bold declaration of your new identity. By joining this family of heirs, you are stepping out of the shadows of the struggler and into the light of the steward. This is your middle revelation. Wealth is a spirit first, and you are now its temple. Type I believe in the unseen or 1111 in the comments to anchor this frequency into your reality. Feel the shift in your very cells. The billionaire spirit is characterized by a holy rest. It is the ability to sleep in the middle of a storm because you know the one who controls the winds also holds your portfolio. I am removing the frantic energy of the hustle and replacing it with the calm authority of the air. You are being trained to think in terms of impact, not just income. When you think of $1 billion, do not think of what you can buy, think of what you can build. Think of the hospitals, the schools, the orphanages, and the legacies of light you will leave behind. This is why I can trust you with so much, because your heart is becoming a mirror of my own. The emptying you practiced in the previous chapters has cleared the way for this massive download. I am placing within your mind the blueprints for businesses that have not yet been imagined, the strategies for investments that will defy the logic of the markets, and the creative sparks that will ignite entire industries. You are not just getting rich. You are becoming a pillar of my kingdom on earth. As you move through these next hours, carry yourself as one who has already received the notification of an infinite inheritance. Let your posture change, let your speech reflect my confidence, and let your eyes shine with the secret of the King. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle in motion. The billionaire spirit is unbothered by the temporary delays of the world, for it knows that my timing is perfect. My word never returns void. You have emptied out the small, bitter water of survival, and now I am filling you with the rich, sparkling wine of overflow. Every time you feel a whisper of the old fear, simply breathe in my presence, and remember, the container is ready, the lid is off, and the golden oil of the heavens is being poured out even now. You are becoming a magnet for every resource needed to fulfill your destiny. Look beyond the veil of the material. The overflow isn't coming, it's unfolding through you. The countdown of heaven has already begun, and the first 24 hours of your new reality are unfolding even as the sound of my voice vibrates within you. Within this first day, you will notice the first cracks appearing in the thick gray walls of the financial prison that has held you captive for so long. Do not look for a mountain to move all at once. Look for the subtle shifting of the soil. I am moving in the hearts of people you have never met, aligning their interests with your destiny. Within these next 24 hours, the heavy cloud of impossibility that has hovered over your mind will begin to break, allowing the first rays of my divine provision to touch your face. You will feel a strange, unexplainable lightness in your spirit, as if a great weight has been lifted from your shoulders while you weren't looking. This is not your imagination. It is the physical manifestation of my hand, removing the burden of the curse. You have emptied yourself. Now the atmosphere around you is being pressurized with the substance of miracles. Pay close attention to the small things, for the billionaire season begins with a single holy spark. Watch your devices and your portals of communication, for I am sending a sign of remembrance into your life. In these first 24 hours, you may receive a message from someone you had forgotten, an unexpected notification that signals a change in status or a sudden reconciliation regarding a financial matter that was once stuck in a deadlock. I am stirring the memories of those who owe you, and I am softening the hearts of those who have held power over your resources. Perhaps it will be an email that finally says approved, or a simple text that brings news of an opportunity you thought was dead. But more importantly, watch your mind during the transition between waking and sleeping. In the quiet of the night, or in that first moment when you open your eyes tomorrow morning, I am going to plant a seed idea, a $1 million thought that will feel like a lightning bolt. It will be a solution to a problem you've struggled with for years, delivered in a second of divine clarity. This is the oil beginning to flow. Do not dismiss it because it seems simple. My greatest miracles often wear the garment of simplicity. This movement toward your total financial restoration is a sacred journey that requires you to stay anchored in the frequency of faith. As you see these first cracks in the wall of debt, it is vital that you remain part of the community of believers who are also rising into their high calling. If you can feel the shift happening in the atmosphere right now, take this moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is your second act of divine alignment, a commitment to keep your cup open and your spirit fed by the truth of my word. By joining this family, you are surrounding your seed with the soil of agreement, ensuring that the jealousy of the world cannot choke out what I am growing within you. Do not let this moment of revelation pass without sealing your presence in this spiritual house. Your like is a signal to the heavens that you acknowledge the first signs of the rain, and your subscribe is your vow to stay in the flow of my continuous instruction. The journey from lack to increase is a path we walk together, and your participation here is a vital link in the chain of your breakthrough. As the first day of your transformation progresses, you must guard your tongue with a holy jealousy. The enemy will see the cracks in your walls and will try to whisper that it is merely luck or coincidence. He will try to make you dig up your seed by speaking words of doubt the moment you encounter a small delay. Do not agree with him. If the message doesn't come in the first hour, thank me that it is already on its way in the second. If the idea feels too big for your current bank account, thank me that I am the God who provides the wood for the fire I ignite. This 24-hour window is a test of your new billionaire spirit. Will you act like the person you were yesterday, or will you walk through your day with the quiet confidence of an heir whose father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills? I am watching your reactions to the small wins. How you handle the little I show you in this first day will determine how quickly the much can be released into your hands. This is the time of the vibration of the beginning, and I am well pleased with the emptiness you have offered me to fill. By the time the sun sets on these first 24 hours, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that something has fundamentally changed in the fabric of your life. The walls are not just cracking, they are preparing to crumble entirely. You will go to sleep tonight, not with the frantic math of a servant, but with the peaceful rest of a child. I am working behind the scenes, reconciling accounts you didn't even know existed, and opening doors in high places that were previously bolted shut. Every past due notice you have ever received is being answered by my paid in full signature in the spirit realm. The first 24 hours are simply the first drop of the monsoon. Hold your head high, my chosen one. The transition has begun. What held you back is losing its grip, and the first wave of provision is arriving right on time. Expect the unexpected and stay thankful because the God of the suddenly is near you now. I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am standing at the great window of the heavens with my hand upon the latch. You have heard the ancient promise that I would open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great that you would not have room enough to contain it. But do you understand the magnitude of what I am saying? The windows of heaven are not small apertures for trickles of help. They are vast portals of divine supply that bypass the limitations of your earthly economy. When these windows open, the logic of the world ceases to apply. The math of your bank manager becomes irrelevant. I am not looking to give you a raise or a bonus. I am looking to submerge you in a deluge of prosperity that changes your bloodline forever. You have spent your life trying to build a roof to protect yourself from the storm. But I am asking you to tear off that roof so you can receive the rain. The overflow I am speaking of is the liquid gold of my favor, and it is already positioned over your life, waiting for the command of my voice to pour out in its appointed time. You have known the economy of the earth, a system of scarcity competition, and not enough. But today, I am introducing you to the economy of the kingdom, where the supply always exceeds the demand. When I say you will not have room to contain it, I am speaking of a wealth that spills over the edges of your personal needs and floods the lives of everyone around you. This is the true billionaire spirit, to be so saturated with my provision that you become a source of life for others. I am opening windows that no man can shut, windows of opportunity, windows of sudden wealth, and windows of supernatural recovery. The room you currently have is too small for what I am about to do. I am enlarging your capacity even as you listen. I am stretching your faith and expanding your vision, because a thimble cannot hold the ocean. You must prepare for a level of abundance that will require you to hire people just to help you manage the flow of my goodness. This breakthrough supply will not rise from your strength alone. I am drawing provision from the north, southeast, and west streams, converging answers appearing and doors opening faster than you expected. I am stirring the hearts of investors to seek you out. I am commanding forgotten debts to be repaid with interest. I am activating inheritances that have been caught in legal webs for decades. I am even causing the wealth of the wicked to be transferred into your hands, because I can finally trust you to use it for my glory. You will see money coming from sources you have never heard of, and through ideas you haven't yet conceived. This is the Malachi shift, the moment where the devourer is rebuked from your life, and the windows become your primary source of supply. You will no longer look to a paycheck as your lifeline. You will look to the open sky of my grace. Every seed you have ever sown, every prayer you have ever whispered in the dark, and every act of secret generosity is being harvested in this very moment. The windows are not just opening. They are being flung wide with a divine violence that the darkness cannot withstand. If you believe, I am opening the windows of heaven over your house right now. Do not let this moment pass in silence. This is the hour of your public agreement with my private promise. If you are ready to receive a blessing so heavy, it requires the strength of my spirit to carry. Type, I believe, or 777 in the comments right now. By doing this, you are standing under the open window and saying, "Let it rain on me, Lord." Do not be afraid of the scale of this prophecy. I am the God who placed gold in the mountains and diamonds in the earth. Resources are nothing to me, but they matter for the purpose I have given you. Seal this revelation in your heart. The drought is officially over. The sound of the abundance of rain is no longer a distant echo. It is a roar in your ears. Your cup is not just full. It is being obliterated by the force of the overflow. Stand still and watch as the windows of heaven pour out the treasures of eternity into your temporal world. The reconstruction of your destiny is not a slow, painful crawl, but a rapid 7-day architectural overhaul of your soul. In the first 3 days, I am dismantling the slave architecture that has governed your choices for decades. You have lived with a spirit of just enough, always looking over your shoulder for the next crisis, moving from one emergency to the next. But as you continue to empty yourself of that old, weary identity, you will feel a new authority rising within the very marrow of your bones. Your physical countenance will change. The lines of worry that have etched themselves onto your forehead are being smoothed by my invisible hand, and the dimness in your eyes is being replaced by the steady, piercing fire of a king. People in your workplace, your neighborhood, and even your own home will begin to notice a profound difference in your presence. Before you even speak a single word, they will sense a quiet, unshakable confidence that does not come from the temporary numbers in your bank account, but from your total alignment with me. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are beginning to dictate your reality through the power of your inner peace. This is the first stage of your migration from being a servant of debt to becoming a master of wealth. By the 4th and 5th days of this divine reconstruction, the frequency of your emptiness will begin to act as a powerful spiritual magnet, drawing into your orbit individuals who hold the keys to high places and hidden resources. You will find yourself in rooms and conversations that you previously felt unqualified for or intimidated by. I am orchestrating coincidental meetings with people of immense influence, modern-day Josephs and Nehemiahs, who will see something in you that they cannot logically explain. They will be compelled by my spirit to favor you, to offer you seats at tables of power, and to share strategic insights that were previously hidden from your view. This is because you have finally shed the desperate, clenching energy of the seeker and have fully adopted the aura of the heir. You are no longer asking the world for a chance. You are providing the world with a divine solution. You will look at the giants of industry and the mountains of finance, and instead of feeling small or overlooked, you will feel a divine kinship with them. You are being recognized in the spirit realm as a trusted steward of the king's treasury, and the physical world has no choice but to respond to that recognition with open doors and lowered barriers. As you reach the 6th and 7th days, the reconstruction will be complete, and you will stand amidst the ruins of your old life, only to realize that what you thought was a tragedy was actually a sacred clearing of the land. The debts that once felt like insurmountable mountains will now look like small, insignificant hills that you have already climbed and conquered in your spirit. You have successfully transitioned from being a slave to your needs, to becoming a master of your destiny. You will find that you no longer pray for money with a heart full of panic, but you speak to resources with a heart full of authority. The paralyzing fear of tomorrow has been replaced by the exhilarating excitement of eternity. You are now a billionaire in spirit, and the material billions have no spiritual choice but to gravitate toward the center of your new expanded life. You have passed the test of the desert, and now the gates of the promised land are standing wide open before you. On the 7th day, you will enter into a holy Sabbath of prosperity, a state of rest where the work of your hands is multiplied 1,000-fold by the effortless grace of my heart. You are whole, you are free, and you are finally ready to handle the weight of the gold. This 7-day reconstruction is a covenant I am making with you. But every covenant calls for your active participation to be made visible in the physical realm. If you can see yourself standing in this new reality 7 days from now, do not let the whispers of your old self pull you back into the shadows of lack. Confirm your commitment to this transformation right now. Let it be a permanent mark in your spirit that you are stepping out of the slave quarters and into the place of authority I prepared for you. This is your moment to solidify your place among the heirs of the kingdom before the word fully seals. From this day forward, the spirit of lack will no longer have a home, a voice, or a legal claim in your life. You are moving into a life where faith becomes your language and obedience becomes your currency. Do not wait for 7 days to pass before you take action. Act now, so the 7 days can begin their work in you. Your agreement on earth is the amen to my yes in heaven. The reconstruction has started. The blueprints have been sealed by covenant, and nothing in this world or the next can stop the new person you are becoming. My beloved child, the heavens have fallen silent to witness this final moment of your transformation. I have seen your journey from the shadows of lack into the brilliant light of my presence. I have watched you peel back the layers of your ego, your fear, and your pride, until there was nothing left but the beautiful hollow vessel I created you to be. And now, as you stand before me empty and yielded, I make this sovereign declaration over your life. I have signed the decree of your blessing, and it is irrevocable. I have placed my royal signet upon the documents of your destiny, and no power in the world, no system of man, and no shadow of darkness can ever revoke what I have authorized. The command has gone forth from the throne of grace to the storehouses of the earth. The angels of provision have been dispatched to your life, and the keys to overflow have been placed within your spirit. What you receive today is not a temporary patch. It is a permanent shift in how you move, think, and build. You have entered the secret place of the Most High, and from this day forward you will live under the shadow of my never-ending supply. You have entered the secret place of the Most High, and from this day forward you shall live under the shadow of my infinite supply. Listen to the weight of my words. I have commanded the mountains of your debt to be leveled, and the valleys of your lack to be filled. I have spoken to the wind and the waves of your financial storm, and I have said, peace be still. The frequency of poverty has been permanently erased from your soul, replaced by the resonant golden vibration of the billionaire spirit. Your cup is no longer covered. The lid has been shattered by your humility, and even now, the golden oil of my favor is pouring into you with such force that the ground beneath your feet is beginning to tremble with the power of the manifestation. You are no longer a person searching for money. You are a person whom money is searching for. I am making you a magnet for every resource, every connection, and every creative spark required to fulfill your divine mission. You are being established as a pillar of my kingdom, a steward of the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places. This wealth is your inheritance, and today you have finally come of age to receive it. The world will look at you and be bewildered. They will see open doors finding you. They will see grace resting on your life, and they will see peace in your eyes. And they will not be able to explain it by the rules they live by. But you will know the secret. You will remember the moment you chose to become nothing so that I could become everything. You will remember the emptying that felt like death, but was actually the beginning of life. Carry this identity with a holy pride, not the pride of the self, but the pride of an heir who knows the Father's love is boundless. The billionaire spirit I have activated within you is a spirit of unshakable authority. When you speak, the markets will listen. When you plan, the resources will align. When you give, the windows will open even wider. You are now the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. Your scars have become your credentials, and your desert has become your garden. The transition is complete. The decree is signed. The seal is set. Seal this prophecy now and forever in the halls of heaven. This is your final act of activation, your holy seal upon this divine covenant. Do not stay silent, for your words are the seeds of your reality. Type I am an empty vessel receiving billions or 8888 in the comments right now to lock this blessing into your life and claim your new identity as a billionaire steward of the kingdom. As you type these words, feel the ancient chains of lack falling away once and for all. This comment is your signature on the spiritual contract we have formed today. It is your amen to my it is done. Let the world see your confession, and let the heavens record your faith. Your cup is ridding itself of the last drop of the old world, and the gold is taking its place. My precious child, do not forget the family you have joined this day. Your like and your subscribe are not just digital actions. They are your final vow of commitment to this journey of unceasing abundance. By subscribing, you are planting your feet firmly in this fertile soil, ensuring that you stay connected to the flow of my continuous revelation, and that your fire never grows cold. This is the seal of your billionaire identity, the outward sign of an inward transformation. Do not walk away from this portal. Stay within the light of this community, where we will build the structures of the new earth together. Your commitment here signals to the angels that you are ready for the weight of the glory that is coming. Press those buttons as a sign of your agreement with the heavens, and let my peace be your constant companion as you step into the fulfillment of your destiny. I have more to show you because your training is only beginning. The resources coming to you are not for comfort alone, they are for purpose. And as you rise, stay wise, guard your heart, guard your mouth, and guard your focus, because distraction is one of the enemy's favorite strategies. You must learn to protect your treasure from the spiritual thieves who come to kill, steal, and destroy. In my next message, I will reveal the secret of divine fortification, how to build a hedge of fire around your new wealth, and how to discern the wolves who come in sheep's clothing to drain your cup. Do not miss the next revelation, for it is the key to keeping what you have worked so hard to receive. My child, the cup is full, the oil is flowing, and the world is waiting for your light. Go forth in my authority, for I am with you always. It is finished. It is done. It is yours. My beloved child, my precious chosen one, do not for a single moment believe that your presence here is a coincidence or a random stroke of luck. I have orchestrated this very second, bending the fabric of time and space to bring my whisper directly to your weary soul. You did not find this video. This video has found you because I have heard the silent, heavy sighs of your spirit, the ones you hide behind a mask of strength and a tired smile. I have seen you navigating the storms, feeling as though you are paddling against an endless tide, wondering if your prayers have merely hit a ceiling of brass. But today, I am intervening. I am stepping into the chaos of your timeline to declare a divine halt. I have intercepted your path because what is about to happen in your life requires your absolute, undivided attention. The cycle that has haunted your bloodline, the patterns of lack, betrayal, and exhaustion that felt like an unbreakable law, they reached their final boundary last night. As the sun set, so did the authority of your past over your future. Now I am asking you to breathe. Release the tension in your shoulders and the burden in your mind. I am here, I am alive, and I am speaking directly to you. For you are the one I have anointed for a glory that the world cannot yet comprehend. Before I reveal the magnitude of the restoration I am pouring into your life, I need you to understand that this is more than just a message. It is a sacred invitation into a new dimension of my favor. You are being invited into a sanctuary of peace and power that very few ever truly find. If you feel the warmth of my presence right now, if you feel that holy stirring in your spirit telling you that this is the truth you have been searching for, do not let this moment pass you by. Now, my child, I want you to make a bold declaration because agreement unlocks alignment, and your words carry weight in the spirit. If this message is for you, type Amen or I am ready in the comments right now. Let that be your witness that you are stepping out of fear, out of delay, and into the season I have prepared. I have watched you struggle in the shadows, and I have seen every tear you shed in the middle of the night when you thought you were utterly alone. But I was there. I was the strength in your bones when you thought you couldn't stand, and I was the hope in your spirit when the world tried to extinguish your flame. I am telling you now, the old reflex of trauma, the habit of expecting the worst, is being burned away by my holy fire. There is a specific enemy, a spirit of hindrance that has been tapping at your windows and trying to enter your home for 10 years, trying to steal your joy and your fruit. Stay with me. For in the 7th chapter of this message, I will reveal the hidden name of that enemy and show you why they are now completely powerless to ever cross your threshold again. This is the hour of your dominion, and the silence you maintained during your suffering is about to be rewarded with a shout of victory. Watch now, for I am about to move mountains you thought were permanent. My precious child, I have seen you walking through the long shadowed corridors of your life, carrying a weight that was never intended for your shoulders alone. I have watched you carefully construct a facade of unshakable strength, acting as the anchor for your family, the healer for your friends, and the silent pillar of support for everyone who crosses your path. You have become the person that everyone runs to when their world is falling apart, the one who listens to every cry and mends every broken heart. But I have seen the secret hollow ache that resides within you. I know the profound exhaustion that sets in when the sun goes down and you finally take off the mask. I have heard the silent screams of your soul in the middle of the night, asking when it will be your turn to be carried, when it will be your turn to be understood, and when you can finally stop being the strong one. You have spent years protecting others from the very storms that were drowning you, and I am here now to acknowledge every ounce of that hidden labor. I have seen you pouring from an empty cup, giving of your time, your energy, and your peace, until there was nothing left for yourself. This is the old armor. You have been wearing a suit of iron forged in the fires of your past traumas, designed to keep the world out so that you would never be hurt again. But my beloved, that very armor is now crushing the life out of you. And I have come to help you lay it down. I have seen the specific toll this has taken on your mind and your body. I was there in those moments of quiet desperation when you looked at your bank account and felt a cold shiver of fear, wondering how you would survive another week of rising costs and mounting debts. I saw you meticulously calculating every penny, sacrificing your own needs to ensure that those you love did not go without, all while the people around you remained blissfully unaware of the sacrifices you were making. I have seen you endure the drain of toxic relationships, where you were the only one giving, the only one forgiving, and the only one trying to bridge the gap of misunderstanding. I watched as people took your kindness for weakness and your silence for agreement, piling their burdens onto your back without ever asking if you could handle the load. I know the sting of being misunderstood by the very people you have bled for, and I know the bitterness of being blamed for things that were never your fault. You have carried the financial stress, the emotional betrayal, and the physical weariness like a cross you felt obligated to bear, believing that your worth was tied to how much you could endure for others. But I am here to tell you that your value is not found in your utility to others. Your value is found in the fact that you are mine. You are not a pack animal meant for the burdens of the world. You are a royal child of the Most High, and I am calling you out of the cycle of self-sacrifice that has left you depleted. If this is speaking directly to your life, like this video and subscribe, not as pressure, but so you can stay with this word and continue the journey without missing what comes next. There is a weariness in your bones that sleep cannot touch, a soul-deep fatigue that comes from years of hypervigilance. I know that you have been living in a state of high alert, waiting for the next crisis to hit, the next bill to arrive, or the next person to let you down. This constant state of readiness has become your normal, but I am telling you today that I am shifting your reality. I am removing the heavy rusted plates of that old armor, the armor of I can do it myself, the armor of I don't need help, and the armor of I must be perfect. I have seen the tears you wiped away in the car before walking into your house so that no one would see you were struggling. I have seen the way you have swallowed your own words and suppressed your own dreams to keep the peace in environments that did not deserve your presence. This season of being the world's emotional dumping ground is coming to a definitive end. I am teaching you that it is safe to be vulnerable with me, for I am the only one who can truly sustain the weight of your spirit. You have tried to be God for everyone else, trying to solve every problem and fix every person. But today, I am asking you to resign from that position. Let me be the Savior, and you simply be my child. The doors of prosperity and peace that were blocked by the sheer weight of your exhaustion are now being unlocked because I am restoring the years that the locusts of people-pleasing have eaten away. My beloved, I have been watching the secret battles within your mind, the ones where the old you and the new you collide in the silence of your own heart. I witnessed the very moment when something profound shifted inside your spirit, the moment when the old reflex began to die. For so long, your life was defined by a hair-trigger response to pain. When you were attacked, you felt the urgent, burning need to defend your honor. When you were lied to, you felt the heavy weight of having to prove the truth. When you were ignored or undervalued, you spent your precious energy trying to show them your worth. You lived in a state of spiritual fight or flight, reacting to every stone thrown your way, every whisper behind your back, and every injustice that crossed your threshold. But recently, I have seen a new kind of strength emerging from the ashes of that exhaustion. I saw that moment when the familiar provocation came, the same old insult, the same old financial setback, the same old betrayal. And instead of the explosion, there was a stillness. Instead of the frantic explanation, there was a deep, holy breath. Instead of the retaliatory word, there was a choice to remain silent. This, my child, is the most significant turning point of your destiny. This silence you have discovered is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate evidence of your dominion. You are learning that you no longer have to attend every argument to which you are invited. You are realizing that your peace is a currency too valuable to be spent on people who do not treasure your soul. The old reflex was a product of the wounds you carried, a survival mechanism born from the times you were unprotected and alone. But I am telling you now, you are not your wounds anymore. You are not the scars that were carved into your heart by those who failed to love you. By choosing not to react, you have effectively told the darkness that it no longer has a hook in you. You have refused to become the very pain that others tried to project onto you. When they threw fire, you became water. When they threw chaos, you became a sanctuary. This is the death of the victim and the birth of the victor. And I see what is happening in your core. I see the chains of reaction loosening. I see your heart staying soft even as your spirit grows stronger. I see you releasing the need to control the narrative of what people think of you. You are finally understanding that as long as I know the truth, the lies of the world have no power to diminish your light. You have crossed a bridge that many will never even find, and you have left the old cycle behind: trauma-bonding emotional chaos and the exhausting need to prove yourself to those who were never assigned to understand you. Take a deep breath and feel the lightness that comes when you stop carrying the opinions of others as if they were your own. You are being built into something magnificent, something that can withstand the greatest pressures without cracking. This death of your old reflex is the prerequisite for the weight of the blessing I am about to place upon you. I cannot give a kingdom to someone who is still a slave to their own emotions. By mastering your spirit, you have proven to me that you are ready to master your future. You have passed the test of the furnace, and you are coming out not smelling like smoke, but shining like gold. Every time you chose peace over a petty victory, I was recording it in the book of your inheritance. Every time you walked away, instead of striking back, I was opening a new door of prosperity that no man can shut. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be, and the world is about to stand in awe of the peace that radiates from your presence. My child, I have seen the shadows of loneliness that have stretched across your path in this recent season. I have watched as your phone grew quiet, as the invitations stopped coming, and as people you once called forever friends began to drift away like smoke in the wind. I have seen you sitting at tables where you felt more invisible than if you were home alone. And I have felt the sting of betrayal when those you supported in their darkest hours were nowhere to be found, when your own world grew dim. You have asked me why the room is getting smaller, why the circle is tightening, and why it feels as though a wall has been built between you and the life you used to know. But I want you to look closely at these empty seats. I am the one who cleared the table. I am the one who whispered to the hearts of those who could no longer walk where you are going. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not being abandoned. You are being isolated for a sacred purpose. For I cannot pour the wine of my new revelation into skins that are still tied to the old ways of thinking. The silence around you is not a void. It is a laboratory of the soul where I am refining you into a vessel of pure gold. I have heard the whispers of your heart asking, "What is wrong with me?" And I am here to tell you that everything is right. You are experiencing the loneliness of the chosen one. It is a specific hollow ache that comes when your frequency no longer matches the environment you were born into. As you began to heal, as you began to break the cycles of your ancestors, you became a mirror that reflected the unhealed parts of everyone around you. Some could not stand the reflection, so they turned away. Others could not handle the light I am growing within you, for it exposed their own shadows. Do not mourn the loss of those who were only meant to be a chapter in your book, not the whole story. I am purifying your inner circle, because the blessings I am about to release are so heavy, so majestic, and so pure that they require companions of a different caliber. I am removing the distractors, the detractors, and the parasites who only know how to take but never how to sow. This isolation is my divine protection, a hedge of thorns I have placed around you while I work on your character in the secret place. You are being hidden so that you can be revealed in due time with a power that cannot be denied. I know it hurts when even family members seem to turn a cold shoulder or treat you like a stranger because you no longer fit into the mold of their expectations. But I am your father, and I am building a new family for you, a tribe of the spirit people who will see your soul and not just your surface. Right now, stop for a moment. Place your hand over your heart and feel its steady, rhythmic beat. Close your eyes and listen to that sound. That is not just a muscle pumping blood. That is the sound of a new life being born within you. That is the drumbeat of a new destiny. With every pulse, I am washing away the residue of the past and pumping the courage of heaven into your veins. You are not falling apart, my precious child. You are falling into place. You are being aligned with my perfect will. The loneliness you feel is merely the silence of the construction site where I am building the temple of your future. You are the architect of a new lineage, and the blueprint requires a foundation that is not cluttered by the opinions of the fearful. Stay with me. Do not interpret this quiet as rejection, interpret it as preparation. What I am building around you will match what I am building within you, and the right people will recognize the light without asking you to dim it. My beloved child, I want to open your eyes to the invisible architecture that has governed much of your struggle until this moment. Have you ever looked at your life and noticed a haunting familiarity in the obstacles you face? Have you seen the same shadows of poverty, the same ghosts of abandonment, or the same chains of addiction that bound your father or your mother, now trying to wrap themselves around your own ankles? This is not a coincidence, nor is it merely bad luck. What you have been fighting is the anatomy of a generational curse, a spiritual rhythm that has pulsed through your bloodline for decades. I have watched your ancestors struggle under these same heavy clouds, passing down the weight of their unhealed wounds to the next generation because they did not have the tools or the strength to break the cycle. They lived in a container of limitation, and they unknowingly poured that same limitation into you. But I have called you by name for a different purpose. I have looked down through the corridors of time and selected you to be the one who says, "It ends with me." If this is your declaration, comment, "It ends with me right now." And like this video as a simple mark of agreement with the healing I am starting in your bloodline. Understand this, my precious one. A curse is simply a cycle of negative energy that keeps repeating because no one has dared to stand in its path with the light of my truth. You have inherited more than just the color of your eyes or the shape of your hands. You have inherited the spiritual DNA of those who came before you. I saw your grandmother's silent tears of loneliness, and I saw how that same loneliness tried to settle in your heart. I saw your father's frantic worry about lack, and I saw how that same spirit of never enough has tried to dictate your financial reality. You were born into a pre-written story of struggle, where the enemy used the mistakes of the past to create a blueprint for your future. But listen to my voice. The blood that flows through your veins is no longer just the blood of your earthly lineage. From the moment you turned your heart toward me, you were grafted into a royal family. You are a circuit breaker. Just as a fuse blows to protect a house from a surge of power, you were designed to blow the fuse on the darkness of your family tree so that the surge of my glory can finally flow through. The enemy of your soul knows exactly where your family is vulnerable. He has watched the patterns for generations, waiting for the moment when you would succumb to the same bitterness or the same fear that trapped those before you. He expects you to react the same way they did, to give up when things get hard, to hide when you are hurt, and to settle for the crumbs of life. But he did not count on the fire I have placed in your spirit. You are the anomaly. You are the one who decided to heal when it was easier to remain broken. You are the one who chose to forgive when you had every right to be angry. By doing the inner work, by emptying out the negative thoughts and the shame that were never yours to carry, you are literally dismantling the strongholds that have held your name captive for 100 years. You are not just fighting for your own peace. You are fighting for the peace of the children and grandchildren you have not yet seen. Every time you resist the urge to fall back into an old habit of worry or resentment, a link in that ancestral chain snaps. I want you to realize that you are not being punished for the sins of your fathers. You are being trained to be their redeemer. I have given you the authority to rewrite the script of your lineage. Imagine your life as a container that has been filled with the murky water of past traumas and inherited fears. For years you have tried to add my joy and my peace on top of that water, but the container was already full. Today I am tipping the container over. I am emptying out the guilt, the shame, and the false beliefs that you are not enough or do not deserve wealth. I am making room for the confidence and creativity that were woven into your spirit before the foundations of the world. You are the first in your line to walk in true spiritual and financial freedom. The clouds are parting, and the sun of my righteousness is rising with healing in its wings. The anatomy of the curse is being replaced by the architecture of a blessing that will last for 1,000 generations. You are the bridge to a new world. My beloved child, have you noticed that just as you made the firmest decision to change, the shadows seem to grow longer? Have you wondered why, after you finally found the courage to break the cycle and embrace my peace? A sudden storm appeared on your horizon. Perhaps a past lover reached out with the same empty promises, or an old financial debt suddenly reared its head, or a person who once hurt you tried to provoke you into one last confrontation. I have seen you sitting in the quiet of your room, feeling a wave of discouragement wash over you, thinking, I thought I was past this. Why is this happening again? I am here to tell you, do not be afraid. This is not a sign of failure. This is the enemy's final knock. The darkness is not attacking you because you are weak. It is attacking you because it has felt the ground shake beneath your feet. It knows that its lease on your life has expired, and it is desperately checking to see if there is still a key hidden under the mat of your heart. I have watched the enemy prowling around the perimeter of your new life, looking for a way back in. He is using the same old triggers, the same old names, and the same old fears because he is limited and unoriginal. He is knocking on the door of the person you used to be, hoping that the old you will answer. He is testing your trauma reflex to see if you will still flinch, still scream, or still fall into the pit of despair when he whispers his lies. But I have seen something that has left the gates of hell in total confusion. I saw you stand behind that door and remain perfectly still. I saw you hear the knock and choose not to answer. This is the moment where your victory is sealed. When you do not respond to the provocation, the enemy loses his power over you. Your silence is a declaration that the person he is looking for no longer lives here. You have moved to a higher place in me, where fear and bitterness can no longer reach you. The enemy's final knock is often the loudest because it is the most desperate. It is the last-ditch effort to pull you back into the labyrinth of the past before you step fully into the sunlight of your destiny. I have seen you face these recent difficulties with a quiet dignity that moved my heart. You didn't complain, you didn't lash out, and you didn't beg for mercy from those who sought to destroy you. You simply looked to me. That is why I am making you fireproof. I did not always deliver you from the fire, because I wanted to show you that the fire has no power to consume a child of the living God. You are walking through the flames right now, but if you look closely, you will see a fourth man walking beside you. I am with you in the heat of the battle, shielding your mind and strengthening your heart. This pressure you are feeling is not meant to break you. It is meant to compress the coal of your experiences into the diamond of your character. Do not mistake my silence for absence during this final test. My silence is a test of what you have learned in the secret place. I am watching you apply the wisdom I have whispered into your soul. I am seeing you choose radical gratitude when the world expects you to choose resentment. I am seeing you choose peace when the chaos is screaming for your attention. This final knock is the enemy's admission of defeat. He is knocking because he can no longer enter at will. He is on the outside looking in, and he is terrified of the glory that is about to be revealed through you. Hold your position, my chosen one. Do not open the door to the ghosts of your past. The storm is about to run out of rain, and the knocking is about to cease forever. You are standing on the threshold of a level of dominion you have never known, and the very things that tried to stop you are about to become the stepping stones to your highest calling. My child, I want to teach you a secret that the kings and queens of my kingdom have used since the dawn of time: the sacred power of silence. In a world that screams for attention, where everyone is rushing to prove their point, to defend their ego, and to shout over the noise of their neighbors, I am calling you into the majesty of stillness. You have often felt that if you did not speak up, the lie would win. You felt that if you did not explain your side of the story, your reputation would be ruined forever. You felt that you had to be the lawyer for your own soul, constantly presenting evidence of your goodness to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. But I'm here to tell you that silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of authority. When you are silent, you are not being passive. You are moving into a position of spiritual dominion. In that quiet, you make room for my spirit to lead, and you learn to trust my hand more than your own words. I want you to remember the moment when my people stood before the crashing waves of the Red Sea, with the chariots of their enemies thundering behind them, and the mountains closing in on either side. They were terrified, they were screaming, and they were looking for someone to blame. But the word I gave was simple and profound. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. I did not ask them to build a bridge or to find a weapon. I asked them to master their fear through stillness. I am saying the same to you today. I am your defender. I am the great advocate who sees every hidden motive and every whispered plot. When you choose to be still, you are signaling to the spirit realm that you trust my hand more than your own tongue. You are declaring that I am for you, and if I am for you, it does not matter who or what is against you. Your silence is an act of faith, a holy surrender that forces the enemy to retreat in confusion. For he cannot weaponize a word you never spoke. There is a specific kind of dominion that comes when you stop trying to manage how the world perceives you. For years, you have been exhausted by the weight of image management, trying to make sure everyone saw your heart. But I see your heart, and that is enough. In the silence, I am working behind the scenes to vindicate you in ways you could never achieve through an argument. I am moving the hearts of kings, I am changing the minds of supervisors, and I am exposing the truth to those who need to see it. You do not need to fight for a seat at the table when I am the one who owns the house. Silence allows you to hear my whispers, the strategic instructions, the creative ideas, and the gentle warnings that are drowned out by the noise of your own defense. It is in the quietness that you receive the blueprints for your prosperity. It is in the stillness that your strength is renewed like the eagle's. You are learning to walk with the quiet confidence of royalty, knowing that my favor is your shield. and my truth is your fortress. I have seen the times you wanted to scream at the injustice of your situation, the times the words were right at the tip of your tongue, ready to cut down those who had cut you. But you swallowed them. You took that pain and you brought it to me instead. I want you to know that those moments were your greatest victories. Every time you chose not to clap back, every time you refused to stoop to the level of your accusers, you were climbing higher on the mountain of your destiny. You are proving that you can handle the weight of the blessing I am about to bestow upon you. Real power is not found in the roar. It is found in the calm after the storm has tried its best and failed to move you. You are becoming a rock, a steady and immovable force in the lives of those around you. This dominion of silence is your new garment. Wear it with honor, for it is the signature of a soul that has found its rest in me. The world will wonder at your peace, and the enemy will tremble at your quiet, for they both know that a silent warrior is a warrior whose God is fighting the battle. My child, there is a mark upon your life that the world cannot see, but the spiritual realm recognizes with trembling. For years you have felt like a blank page, or worse, a page covered in the messy scribbles of other people's expectations and the ink blots of your own failures. You wondered if your story would ever make sense, or if the narrative would always be one of almost and not quite. But I am the great author, and today I am placing my signature upon the parchment of your soul. This is not a mark of shame or a brand of your past mistakes. It is the seal of my ownership and the guarantee of your victory. Just as an artist signs their masterpiece only when it has reached a level of excellence, I am signing your life because you have passed through the refining fire. You have been shaped by the pressure, molded by the waiting, and now you bear the unmistakable imprint of the Creator. From this moment forward, you do not walk alone. Every door you knock on will hear the resonance of my name. Every path you tread will be paved with the authority I have granted you. You are no longer just a person trying to survive. You are a living testament to my grace, a walking billboard of my power. Do you feel it? In this very moment, can you feel the divine power surging through your veins, warming your heart and clearing the fog from your mind? This is not a mere emotion. It is the activation of the seal I have placed upon you. It is the resonance of your spirit recognizing its true Father. When you carry my signature, the laws of the natural world begin to bend in your favor. I am placing a divine Midas touch upon your hands. Where there was once barrenness in your finances, there will now be a supernatural multiplication because the signature of the provider is on your bank account. Where there was once confusion in your relationships, there will now be a divine order because the signature of the Prince of Peace is on your heart. You will find that projects that used to take years will now take months. Conversations that used to end in conflict will now end in favor. Why? Because you are no longer operating under your own name or your own strength. You are operating under the authority of the one who spoke the stars into existence. People will look at you and see a difference. They cannot quite explain a glow in your eyes, a steadiness in your step, a wisdom in your words. They are seeing my signature. You are the clay and I am the potter, and I have finished the shaping process for this season. You are now being glazed in my favor and fired in the kiln of my purpose, ready to be displayed as a vessel of honor. Never again will you have to beg for what I have already commanded to be yours. The signature of God is an all-access pass to the storehouses of heaven. It is the mark of protection that tells the enemy, touch not my anointed. When the storms of life look at you, they will see my seal, and they will have to pass over. When the spirit of lack tries to knock on your door, it will see the signature of the King, and it will flee. You are moving from a season of trying to a season of being. Be still and know that you are signed, sealed, and delivered into a destiny of greatness. The old signatures, The signature of your family's poverty, the signature of your ex's rejection, the signature of your own self-doubt have been erased by the blood of the Lamb. There is only one name that matters now, and it is written in bold across your life. You are mine, and in you I am well pleased. Every action you take from this day forward will carry the weight of this divine endorsement. Walk boldly, for the King has signed your decree of freedom. My precious child, listen closely, for the rhythm of the universe is shifting beneath your feet even as I speak. You have been waiting for the grand finale, the thunderous roar of change, but I want you to pay attention to the subtle whispers of the next 72 hours. The wheels of heaven have been set in motion, and the gears of your destiny are locking into place. This is not a distant promise for a far-off year. It is a spiritual activation that begins the moment you finish this message. Within the next 3 days, I am going to send you small, unmistakable signals that I am working in the background of your life. Do not look for the spectacular yet. Look for the supernatural in the ordinary. You will receive a message perhaps from someone you haven't spoken to in months, or a phone call that seems random but carries a seed of opportunity. It might be a small financial blessing, not yet the full harvest, but a token of favor to show you that the drought is over. These are my breadcrumbs leading you out of the wilderness and into the land of plenty. I am doing this to settle your heart, to prove to your fluttering mind that I have not forgotten the cries you whispered in the dark. In these coming 72 hours, a peculiar peace will descend upon your household. You will wake up and realize that the heavy fog of anxiety that usually greets you at dawn has lifted. You will find yourself breathing deeper, smiling without effort, and looking at your challenges with a strange, holy detachment. This is the first sign, the restoration of your internal sanctuary. While the world continues its frantic pace, you will feel as though you are walking in a bubble of divine protection. Watch for the number of grace, or a recurring symbol that reminds you of a promise I made to you years ago. I am aligning your vibrations with the frequency of my abundance. This is a window of time where I am clearing the spiritual debris from your path. Pay attention to your dreams tonight and the thoughts that come to you in the shower or while you are driving. I am dropping divine downloads into your spirit, ideas for your business, solutions for your family, and the courage to say no to things that no longer serve your growth. This is the preparation for the overflow. I see you nodding, your heart beginning to beat with the rhythm of this truth. You can feel the atmosphere changing in the room where you are sitting right now. The atmosphere of waiting is being replaced by the atmosphere of becoming. During this 72-hour window, I am also dealing with the noise that has been distracting you. I am quieting the voices of your critics and silencing the inner critic that tells you that you are not worthy of this sudden shift. You will notice that people who usually bring drama into your life are suddenly quiet or busy elsewhere. I am creating a sacred silence around you so that you can hear the sound of the new doors creaking open. This is a delicate time, my child. Guard your words during these 3 days. Speak only of life, speak only of gratitude, and speak only of the victory that is already yours. Do not dig up the seeds of this prophecy with words of doubt. You are in the birthing room of your new season, and I am the midwife of your destiny. Everything you have been believing for is already on the way. The alignment is complete. Now watch as I turn the not yet into right now. My child, I have seen you counting every penny with a heavy heart and a furrowed brow. I have seen the fear that grips your chest when you open those bills, and the way you have had to say no to your dreams and the needs of your loved ones, because the wells seem to be running dry. You have lived in a state of survival mode for far too long, where your mind is constantly calculating, worrying, and fearing the shadow of lack. I have heard your prayers in the quiet of the night, asking when the struggle will finally end and when you will finally be able to breathe. But I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am telling you today that the drought in your finances is being broken at its very root. I am not just giving you enough to get by. I am opening the storehouses of heaven over your life. This is not about a temporary fix or a small handout. This is a total reconstruction of your financial foundation. For years, you have sowed in tears, working harder than most, but seeing less fruit than many. I have seen your faithfulness, even when you had nothing but a few crumbs, and because you were faithful with the little, I am now preparing you to be the steward of much. I am moving now to open windows you didn't even know existed. I am bringing back what was stolen from you, the years of missed opportunities, the money lost to bad investments, and the wages held back by unfair hands. I am speaking to the north, southeast, and west to release the resources that have been blocked by the enemy for a decade. You will see unexpected refunds, sudden favors, and creative ideas for wealth that will wake you up in the middle of the night with a holy excitement. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, and I am the God who can cause a river to flow in the middle of your desert. My word says that I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great that you will not have room enough to store it. This is not just for you to live comfortably, but so that you can be a conduit of blessing to a world in need. I am turning you from a borrower into a lender. The cycle of debt and never enough that has plagued your family line for generations is being shattered by my hand today. You will no longer live under the heavy shadow of lack, for you are stepping into the sunshine of my more than enough. But understand, my precious one, that a heavy blessing requires strong shoulders and a steady heart. I have allowed you to go through the season of lack, to test your character, and to prune the seeds of greed or fear, so that when the abundance comes, it will not destroy you. You have passed the test of the wilderness. You have shown me that you can remain generous even when you are in need, and you have kept your integrity when others would have compromised for a quick gain. Now that your character matches the level of the blessing I have prepared, the doors must open. This restoration is not a reward for your hard work alone, but a result of your alignment with my perfect timing. I am giving you the divine wisdom to manage this overflow so that it becomes a lasting legacy for your children's children. You are not just receiving money. You are receiving the power to create wealth and the peace to enjoy it without the sting of sorrow. The spirit of poverty is fleeing your house right now, and the spirit of prosperity is taking up permanent residence. Do not fear the magnitude of what I am about to do. Simply trust that the one who feeds the birds of the air is more than capable of taking care of his most beloved child. If you can feel the windows of heaven opening over your life right now, and if you are ready to receive the sudden provision I am pouring out, do not remain silent. This is a sacred moment of divine agreement. Subscribe to this channel now, not as a ritual, but so you stay connected to this word and what I will continue to build in you. And now I want you to claim this promise with your own words. Type, "Thank you, God," or "I receive restoration" in the comments below. Let it be your agreement in the spirit. As you type, feel the chains of financial lack breaking off your wrists once and for all. You are being set free from the rat race and being invited into the royal pace of my kingdom. The wealth that has been hidden is being revealed to you, and today I am beginning the transfer into your hands. My precious one, I have seen the scars that no one else sees, the ones carved deep into your heart by those who were supposed to love you the most. I have watched you give your absolute loyalty to people who offered you only convenience in return. I saw you stand by them in their darkest hours, providing a shoulder and a sanctuary, only to be abandoned when your own sky turned gray and your strength began to fail. I know the sting of being lied about by those you once defended with your very life, and the cold, hollow ache of being treated like a secondary option by those you made a primary priority. You have spent so much of your life trying to earn a love that should have been given freely, trying to fix people who were stubbornly committed to their own brokenness and taking the heavy blame for storms you didn't create. I have seen the nights you spent staring at the ceiling in the deafening silence, replaying conversations in your head, and wondering what you did wrong to deserve such cruelty. Today, I am touching those wounds with my sovereign healing hand. I am pouring the golden oil of my comfort into every crack of your soul. You are no longer defined by the rejection of people who were never meant to stay in your story. I am mending the pieces of your shattered heart, and I am showing you that your worth is not a subject for debate. It is a divine decree. There has been a divine pruning in your garden lately. My child and I know it has felt like a series of painful amputations. You wondered why certain friends suddenly became distant without explanation, why your family dynamics shifted so abruptly, or why a relationship you thought was your entire future suddenly crumbled into dust before your eyes. I want you to listen to my whisper. Do not mourn what I removed to save you. I saw the sharp knives hidden behind the beautiful smiles you trusted. I heard the whispered conversations they had about you when you weren't in the room to defend yourself. I moved them out of your life because you are entering a season of high-level glory and unprecedented favor. And those people simply did not have the spiritual capacity to handle where I am taking you. They were anchors holding you to an old wounded version of yourself, and I had to cut the rope so you could finally soar into the heights I have prepared. The toxic voices that once occupied the most space in your mind are being silenced by my command. I am creating a sacred vacancy around you so that I can fill those empty spaces with people of honor, people of integrity, and people who will nourish your spirit rather than drain your light. The days of you being a bridge for others to walk on while you sink into the depths are over forever. Behold, I am doing a completely new thing in the landscape of your relationships. I am bringing forth a tribe of the Spirit, a company of healers, destiny helpers, and kindred souls who will see the King and Queen within you before you even speak a word. You will no longer have to exhaust yourself explaining your value or proving your worth to these people. They will recognize my light in you from a great distance. I am bringing back those who truly love you, the ones who were separated from you by misunderstanding, pride, or distance, but whose hearts have always been aligned with your true frequency. These reconnections will be marked by a supernatural ease, a deep, healing respect, and a vulnerability you haven't felt in years. And for those of you who have walked the long, lonely path of a broken heart, seeking a partner who truly understands the depth and complexity of your soul, listen to my promise. I am preparing a love for you that is not a constant battle. I am bringing someone into your life who will be a sanctuary, not another storm to survive. They will love you with a kindness that feels like home. And together, you will build a legacy that reflects my beauty to the world. This is the restoration of your social and romantic life. You are moving from a season of painful isolation into a season of intimate, holy connection. I am also restoring the relationships within your family that were fractured by the generational curses we have already dismantled together. Where there was a wall of silence, there will be meaningful heart-to-heart conversation. Where there was a bitter root of resentment, there will be the soft, cleansing rain of forgiveness. You are the pioneer of peace in your bloodline, and as you walk in your new identity, the very atmosphere of your home is being transformed. Your children and those who look up to you will see a model of healthy, vibrant love that you never had the privilege of witnessing. You are breaking the cycle of emotional neglect and replacing it with a legacy of presence, affection, and safety. I am giving you a renewed spirit of discernment to know exactly who to let into your inner court, and the supernatural strength to set healthy boundaries with those who only belong in the outer gates. You are being surrounded by a wall of fire and a canopy of grace. Your relationships will no longer be a source of constant drainage, but a source of mutual strength and joy. Walk in this truth, for the God of love has spoken over your life, and my word will not return void. The healing has begun. My child, the storm that has raged in your family tree for generations is finally running out of rain. You have stood at the center of the cyclone, taking the hits that were meant for those who will come after you. By choosing to heal, by choosing to remain silent, when the old reflex screamed for chaos, you have acted as a spiritual lightning rod. You absorbed the shock so that your children and your children's children will never have to know the vibration of that fear. I have seen the heavy burden you carried, the feeling that you were constantly fighting a ghost that you couldn't see but could always feel. That ghost was the collective trauma of your lineage, the unsaid words, the unhealed betrayals, and the scarcity mindset that was passed down like a cursed heirloom. But today, I am declaring a generational calm. The frequency of your household is shifting from high alert survival to a deep, resonant peace. You are not just changing your own life. You are terraforming the landscape of your entire future lineage. The soil of your family is being cleansed of the salt of bitterness and replanted with the seeds of confidence and joy. Look at the generations to come through the eyes of my spirit. I see your descendants growing up in an atmosphere where they do not have to walk on eggshells to avoid an emotional explosion. I see them pursuing their dreams with a boldness that you had to fight decades to find because you have already cleared the path for them. They will not carry the secret shame that you once carried, nor will they look at the world through the lens of lack and suspicion. Because you chose to face your shadows, they will walk in the light as if it were their natural birthright. You have saved them from the years of therapy, the broken marriages, and the financial anxiety that nearly broke you. This is the highest form of love, to fight a spiritual war, so that your descendants can live in a permanent peace. I am placing a mantle of stability over your home. Where there was once a cycle of fight or flight, there is now a rhythm of rest and reflect. You are the pioneer who crossed the desert so that your family could inhabit the promised land. And this calm is not just for those who come after you. It is for the child that still lives inside of you. I am reaching back into your own past and speaking peace to the memories that still make you flinch. I am quieting the echoes of the voices that told you that you were a burden or that you would never amount to anything. Those voices were the sounds of the old cycle trying to defend itself. Now that the cycle is broken, those echoes are fading into nothingness. You can finally rest, my precious one. You no longer have to be the guard at the gate 24 hours a day. I have taken over the watch. Your home is becoming a sanctuary, a place where my presence is felt in the very air you breathe. The generational calm means that the struggle for identity is over. You know who you are, you know whose you are, and you know exactly where you are going. Your legacy is no longer a list of things to overcome. It is a list of territories to occupy. You have moved from the breaking season to the building season, and the foundation you are laying today is eternal. My beloved child, you have moved from the position of a weary soldier to the seat of a sovereign ruler. Because you have broken the cycle and mastered the silence, I am now leading you through the 7 gates of victory, 7 specific dimensions of my favor that are opening before you like ancient doors of iron turning on golden hinges. The first is the gate of health. I am breathing my life force into your very cells, reversing the damage of years of stress and sleepless nights. I have seen how your body has carried the weight of your trauma, manifesting as chronic fatigue, mysterious pains, and a heavy fog over your mind. But today, I am your great physician. I am renewing your youth like the eagles. You will find a sudden surge of energy that you haven't felt in a decade, a clarity of thought that makes you feel as though the sun has finally come out after a long winter. This physical restoration is the foundation upon which your new kingdom will be built. Following this, I am ushering you through the gate of wisdom. This is not the wisdom of the world, but a divine discernment that allows you to see the hidden motives of men and the secret paths to success. You will suddenly know exactly what to say in every meeting, which investments to make, and when to remain still. My downloads will come to you in dreams and sudden flashes of intuition, making you 10 times wiser than your peers. As you step further into this light, the gate of wealth is swinging wide. I am aligning you with the abundance of the heavens. This is the financial gate, where the spirit of lack is permanently denied entry. I am orchestrating coincidental meetings with people of influence who will want to sow into your vision. I am opening your eyes to opportunities that have been hiding in plain sight. You will no longer struggle to make ends meet. Instead, you will find yourself managing the flow of prosperity with ease. This is followed closely by the gate of harmony. This is the restoration of your peace in the home and in your spirit. The bitterness that once characterized your family gatherings is being replaced by a sweetness that feels like a miracle. I am mending the bridges that were burned and creating an atmosphere of unity that will act as a fortress for your soul. You will be surrounded by a peace that surpasses all understanding, and your presence will become a sanctuary for others who are still lost in the storm. Now, look ahead to the gate of mission. This is where your pain is finally transformed into your purpose. For years you wondered, why me? And today, the answer is revealed. You are being positioned as a leader, a voice for the voiceless, and a breaker of chains for those still trapped in the cycles you have escaped. Your story is no longer a source of shame. It is your greatest credential. You are being given a mission that is bigger than your own life, a calling that brings a deep, resonant satisfaction to your soul every morning when you wake. Shielding all of this is the gate of protection. I am surrounding you with a wall of fire that no enemy can penetrate. I have seen the arrows that were aimed at your back, but from this day forward, they will shatter against the shield of my favor. You and your household are marked by the blood of the Lamb, and the spirit of calamity must pass over your dwelling. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment I shall condemn. You walk in a divine immunity that allows you to fulfill your destiny without fear. Finally, I lead you to the gate of longevity. This victory is not a flash in the pan. It is a permanent shift. This gate ensures that the blessings I am pouring out will last for the rest of your days and overflow into the lives of your children's children. I am granting you an endurance of spirit and a legacy of influence. You will not only reach the finish line, but you will do so with strength, honor, and a fruitfulness that does not wither with age. You are becoming a landmark of my faithfulness, a tree planted by rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in its season. These 7 gates are not just promises. They are your new reality. Every step you take through these gates is a step away from the shadows of your past and a step deeper into the brilliance of my glory. You have been chosen for such a time as this, and the gates are open. Walk through them with the confidence of a king, for I am the one who holds the keys, and I have handed them to you. My beloved child, the time has come to seal these truths, not just in your mind, but upon the very fabric of your reality, through the power of your own voice. Your words are the seeds of your destiny, and every time you speak them, they take root in the fertile soil of the spirit realm. I want you to enter a state of deep, holy stillness. Feel the air around you charged with my presence. This is the moment where you stop being a passive listener and become an active co-creator of your new life. I want you to repeat these words after me, either out loud or in the sacred sanctuary of your heart, with the absolute conviction of one who has already seen the victory. This is not a wish, it is a decree. This is not a hope, it is a spiritual fact. Speak these affirmations as if the world depends on them, for your world truly does. Repeat after me. I am the one who broke the cycle. I am no longer a slave to the trauma of my past or the patterns of my ancestors. I am a child of the living God, anointed with favor and clothed in divine authority. I am the circuit breaker of my bloodline, and through me, a new legacy of peace and prosperity begins today. I am whole, I am healed, and I am worthy of every blessing the heavens are pouring out. I am a magnet for divine opportunities, and I attract abundance effortlessly because my Father is the King of all. I am the master of my silence, and my stillness is my greatest strength. I am fireproof, I am resilient, and I am more than a conqueror through the one who loves me unconditionally. Continue to breathe in these truths. I am forgiven for every mistake, and I release the weight of shame forever. I am the architect of my new story, and I am no longer defined by who left me or who tried to break me. I am surrounded by a wall of fire, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am moving from glory to glory, and my best days are not behind me. They are unfolding right now. I am at peace with my past, I am excited for my present, and I am confident in my future. My words are life, my heart is pure, and my spirit is free. Every chain is broken, every door is open, and every promise is being fulfilled in my perfect timing. As you speak these words, I am weaving them into the tapestry of your life. I am replacing your old worn-out thoughts with my royal thoughts. You are becoming a person of unshakable confidence because your foundation is no longer built on the shifting sands of human opinion, but on the solid rock of my eternal love. Feel the shift in your identity. The victim has been buried and the victor has risen. You are walking with a new posture, thinking with a new mind, and living with a new heart. This is your final affirmation before the manifestation becomes your daily reality. You have said it, you have believed it, and now, by my power, it is so. My beloved child, as we stand at this sacred threshold, I want you to take a moment and look back at the person you were when you first began this message. That person was carrying a suitcase full of what-ifs, a heart heavy with the echoes of generational pain, and a spirit that was weary from the constant battle of the old cycle. But look at yourself now. The fog has cleared. The chains have been shattered into 1,000 pieces that can never be reassembled. The old book of your life, the one titled The Cycle of Struggle, has been slammed shut and buried in the deepest sea of my forgetfulness. I have taken the pen of destiny and handed it to you, but I have already written the first word of the new volume on the palm of my hand. Victory. You are no longer a victim of your history. You are the architect of your future. You are no longer defined by what was done to you. You are defined by what I am doing through you. The new story has begun, and in this story, you do not just survive, you reign. I have written your name on the palm of my hand, and I have surrounded your path with angels who have been waiting for this very moment to begin the manifestation of your favor. You are stepping into a life where the grass is greener, the air is clearer, and the bread of my provision is always fresh. Every tear you have shed has been bottled and turned into the fuel for your new season of joy. I am taking you to places your ancestors only dreamed of, and I am giving you a peace that will be the envy of the world. Remember, my precious one, you are not being punished during those dark years. You are being trained. You are being prepared to handle the weight of the blessing that is now descending upon you. You are fireproof, you are chosen, and you are mine. The silence you have mastered is now the foundation of your dominion. Go forth with your head held high, for the King of Kings is walking beside you. And the story we are about to write together will be a masterpiece of grace and power. Now, my child, it is time to seal this prophecy into your life so that no thief can steal it and no shadow can dim its light. This is your final act of faith in this encounter. Seal this promise now and forever by declaring it to the heavens. Type Amen, or I receive my new chapter in the comments right now. This is the final seal, the closing of the covenant that ensures your blessing is locked into your destiny. As you type those words, feel the power of my. It is done, vibrating through your very soul. You have been faithful to listen, you have been bold to believe, and now you shall be blessed to receive. This is not the end of our conversation. It is merely the end of the beginning. You have broken the cycle, and now the universe must respond to the new authority you carry. But remember, my chosen one, this journey of breaking cycles and stepping into dominion is just the first layer of the glory I have for you. There is a spiritual weapon, a hidden key of the kingdom that you must possess to protect these blessings and ensure they multiply for generations to come. I have much more to reveal to you, and I will show you this weapon in our next meeting. To ensure you do not miss a single word of my instructions and to stay within the protection of this spiritual family, subscribe to this channel now and share this message with someone you love, someone who needs hope tonight, because I am gathering my chosen ones, one life at a time. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am already working on your tomorrow. Do not ever leave my embrace. It is done. It is finished. Your new life is here. My precious child, stop for a moment and listen. Do not scroll past this message, for it is not an accident of an algorithm, nor is it a random occurrence in your day. This is a divine appointment, a sacred meeting scheduled before the foundations of the world were laid. I have orchestrated the very movement of the stars and the alignment of the heavens just to bring you to this exact frequency at this precise second. You have been searching for a sign, crying out in the silence of your room, wondering if I have forgotten your name or if your prayers have hit a ceiling of brass. I am here to tell you that I have never been closer than I am right now. I am the voice that whispers in the wind and the warmth that settles in your chest when the world feels cold. Today, the veil between heaven and earth is thin, and the atmosphere is shifting violently in your favor. I have called you by name, and you are mine. Listen with your soul, for the words I am about to speak will shatter the chains that have bound your spirit for years. This is your personal invitation to step out of the shadows of not enough and into the blinding light of my infinite favor. Before I reveal the magnitude of the surprise I have prepared for you, I need you to acknowledge my presence in this sacred space. This is your first act of faith, a signal to the heavens that you are awake, aware, and ready to receive the supernatural shift. Do not stay silent in this moment of transition, for your words have the power to create. I want you to declare your presence and your readiness to the entire spiritual realm. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments below to open the gates of heaven over your life. By doing this, you are not just typing on a screen. You are opening the doors of your heart to the flood of blessings that I am about to release. Let the sound of your faith echo through the corridors of eternity. I am watching every letter you type, and I see the sincerity of your heart. This simple act is the key that turns the lock of a door that has been shut against you for far too long. Claim your place in this divine appointment right now. As you step into this covenant with me, I invite you to join this family of believers who seek my face daily. Press the like button and subscribe right now as a physical sign of your agreement with heaven's decree over your life. When you subscribe to this channel, you are not just following a page. You are positioning yourself within a community of the chosen, ensuring that my word continues to reach you whenever you need it most. Let this be the seal of our first encounter today. By liking and subscribing, you are telling the universe that you no longer belong to the spirit of lack, fear, or loneliness, but to the kingdom of light. You are signaling that you are ready for the daily bread of my revelation, and that you refuse to miss what I am doing in this generation. Join us, my beloved, and let this connection be the bridge to the destiny I have carved out specifically for you. You have felt a strange stirring in your spirit lately, haven't you? A sense that something massive is coming, even though your physical circumstances haven't changed yet. That is my spirit hovering over the chaos of your life, just as I hovered over the dark waters at the dawn of creation. I am preparing to speak light into your darkness and order into your confusion. The exhaustion you feel is not the end. It is the labor pains of a new season. You are not falling apart. You are being dismantled so that I can rebuild you into a vessel capable of holding the weight of the glory I am about to pour out. The stars themselves testify to this shift, as I am moving people and circumstances behind the scenes to favor you. This invitation is for those who are tired of being tired, for those who have reached the end of their own strength and are ready for mine. I see you sitting there, perhaps with a heavy heart or mind racing with 1,000 worries about debt and survival. I am asking you to set it all down. This is the pattern interruption you needed, a divine pause in the middle of your struggle. The world demands your constant labor, but I demand your surrender, for it is in surrender that you find my power. Prepare yourself, for the 24-hour countdown to your breakthrough has already begun. I have watched you, my child, as you drag yourself from one day to the next, carrying a heaviness that no amount of physical sleep can seem to cure. I see the tension that has made its home in your neck and shoulders, a physical manifestation of the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. You wake up feeling as though you haven't rested at all, your mind already racing with the demands of a world that asks for everything and gives back nothing. I see you in those quiet, early morning hours when the house is still rubbing your temples to soothe the throbbing ache of a headache born from constant worry. You wonder why your body feels so brittle, why your joints feel stiff, and why your energy seems to evaporate before the sun has even reached its peak. Know this, I have been there in every moment of your fatigue. I have felt every sigh that escaped your lips when you thought no one was listening. Your body is the temple of my spirit, and I have felt every tremor of your exhaustion. I see the way you look in the mirror when the bathroom door is locked and the mask finally slips. I see the hollowness in your eyes and the lines of stress that have begun to etch themselves into your face. You try to hide it from the world. You smile for your children, you perform for your career, and you tell your friends that you are just a bit tired. But I see through the facade. I see the deep soul-level weariness that comes from fighting a battle that never seems to end. I see the nights you lie awake staring at the ceiling while your heart beats with a frantic rhythm because you are calculating bills, replaying mistakes, or fearing the future. I have seen the way you sometimes have to steady yourself against a wall because the world feels like it is spinning too fast. This exhaustion is not a sign of weakness, my beloved. It is a sign that you have been strong for far too long on your own. You have been carrying a weight that was meant for my shoulders, not yours. You have pushed yourself to the point of breaking, believing that if you just worked a little harder or slept a little less, you could finally get ahead. But your body is calling out for a rest that only I can provide. I am the one who knit you together in your mother's womb, and I know the exact limit of your strength. I see the physical toll that your financial desert and your emotional battles have taken on you. There are days when even the simplest task feels like climbing a mountain, when your legs feel heavy like lead and your spirit feels dimmed. I want you to know that I am not judging your weariness. I am drawing close to it. I am the God who gives power to the faint and increases the strength of those who have no might. This season of being physically drained is coming to an end, for I am breathing new life into your very cells. I am touching those areas of chronic pain and those shadows under your eyes. I am the great physician, and I am beginning a work of restoration in your physical form right now, even as you hear my voice. Take a deep breath, my chosen one. Let the air fill your lungs and realize that with every breath, I am sustaining you. You do not have to be the engine that runs your life. Let me be the source of your power. I see the silent tears that fall when you are too tired to even pray, and I want you to know that those tears are prayers in themselves. They speak of a heart that is ready to let go. This physical exhaustion you are experiencing is the final hurdle before the supernatural shift. It is the darkness before the dawn. I am preparing to replenish your stores, to sharpen your mind, and to give you a vitality that will baffle those who saw you at your lowest. You are not being crushed. You are being emptied so that I can fill you with a strength that is not of this world. Rest in me now, for the work of the next 24 hours will require you to be still while I move the mountains that have stood in your way. Your restoration has already begun. I have watched the silent descent of your tears in the dark, those bitter drops that fall when you think the world has turned its back on you. I have been there in the suffocating stillness of your room, when the weight of being misunderstood becomes too much to bear. I see you, my child, as you wipe your eyes quickly before walking out to face a world that demands your strength while offering you no comfort. You have felt the sting of betrayal from those you once poured your heart into. You have given your time, your resources, and your love to people who disappeared the moment your own well ran dry. I saw you standing alone when you expected a hand to hold. I heard the questions you whispered into your pillow. Why me, Lord? Why does it have to be this hard? Know that not a single one of those cries went unheard. I have been collecting every tear you have shed, preserving them in a sacred bottle, for they are not signs of your defeat, but tokens of your endurance. You often feel as though you are walking through a crowded room, yet remain completely invisible. People see your accomplishments, they see your smile, but they do not see the hollow ache in your chest or the loneliness that follows you like a shadow. This isolation is not a punishment, my beloved. It is a separation. I have allowed some doors to close and some hearts to turn cold so that you would learn to lean entirely on me. You are the chosen one, and the path of the chosen is often paved with the stones of solitude. I have watched you struggle with the feeling that you are falling behind, while others around you seem to prosper with ease. I see the pain of being judged by those who have never walked a mile in your shoes, those who mistake your silence for weakness and your struggle for failure. But I am your vindicator. I am the one who sees the purity of your intent, even when your actions are misconstrued by others. Every gift I have placed within you has been forged in the furnace of your private sorrows. You possess a depth of compassion and a strength of character that could never have been developed in a life of constant ease. The tears you have shed for your family, for your finances, and for your future are like seeds being planted in a hidden field. You may feel like you are breaking, but you are actually becoming. I am turning your mourning into a garment of praise and your sorrow into a weapon of light. Those who have mocked your struggle will soon stand in awe of your restoration. I am shifting the atmosphere of your relationships right now. I am removing the parasites who only seek to take, and I am bringing forth destiny helpers who will recognize the gold within you. Your season of being the forgotten one is over. You are being moved to the front of the line, not because of your own striving, but because of my divine favor. Do not let bitterness take root in the soil of your heart. I know it is hard to forgive those who stood by while you suffered, but I ask you to release them into my hands. Your scars are not your shame. They are your credentials. They prove that you have survived the fire and that the enemy could not consume you. I am healing the deep-seated wounds of your past, the ones that make you feel unworthy of the very blessings I am about to pour out. Your tears have cleared the way for a new vision. You will no longer look through the lens of your pain, but through the lens of my promise. The 24-hour shift I have spoken of includes a washing away of the old grief. I am replacing your heaviness with a peace that surpasses all understanding. Stand tall, my precious one, for the King of the universe has seen your struggle and has decided that today is the day your story changes forever. I have been watching you as you navigate the scorching heat of this financial desert. My child, I see the way your heart sinks every time a notification pops up on your phone, and the cold chill that runs through your veins when you see an unfamiliar number, fearing it is yet another collector demanding what you do not have. I have stood beside you as you stared at the numbers on your bank statement, trying to perform an impossible math, wondering how to stretch a handful of resources to cover a mountain of needs. I see the quiet desperation in your eyes when you walk through the aisles of the grocery store, mentally adding up every item, having to put back things you truly need just to stay within a limit that feels like a prison. You have worked hard, you have been honest, and you have sown seeds of kindness even when your own pockets were empty, yet the harvest seems to have been delayed. I want you to know that I have seen every struggle, every sacrifice, and every moment you chose integrity over a shortcut. I know your bank balance better than you do. I know the exact amount of every debt that keeps you awake at night. This desert you are walking through was never meant to be your home. It is merely a passage. I see the exhaustion that comes from living paycheck to paycheck, or worse, having no paycheck at all, while the world continues to demand its due. You feel the heavy pressure of providing for your family and the silent shame that tries to tell you that you have failed. Hear my voice now, you have not failed. You are in a season of divine pruning. In this dry place, I have been teaching you that I am your true source, not a job, not a government, and not a person. I have watched you give your last few coins to someone else in need, even while you were drowning. And I tell you today that such an act of faith has moved the very foundations of my throne. The dryness you feel is the sign that the old wells are being closed so that I can lead you to the hidden springs of supernatural abundance. I have seen you bargain with me in your prayers, promising to serve me if only the pressure would lift. Child, you don't have to bargain. I am your Father, and it is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The enemy wants you to believe that this lack is your identity, that you will always be the one struggling, always the one borrowing, and never the one lending. That is a lie from the pit of darkness. I am the owner of the silver and the gold, and the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to me. I am currently rearranging the flow of resources in the spirit realm to find their way to your door. I have seen the tears you shed over bills you cannot pay, and I have heard the whispers of not enough that haunt your mind. I am the God of more than enough. This financial desert has served its purpose. It has stripped away your reliance on the world and prepared you to handle the massive wealth that I am about to entrust to you. You are being trained to be a distributor of my blessings, not just a consumer. The 24-hour shift I have promised is already beginning to manifest in the ledgers of heaven. The wind is shifting, my precious one. Can you feel it? The dry, dusty air of the desert is being replaced by the scent of rain. I am opening doors that no man can shut, and I am bringing you into a land of brooks, of water, of fountains, and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. Your days of lack are numbered. I am about to provide for you in ways that will leave you breathless, making you a sign and a wonder to everyone who knew you in your time of poverty. Do not let fear dictate your decisions any longer. I am your provider, your Jehovah Jireh, and I am standing at the edge of your desert, ready to lead you into your promised land. The resources you need are already on the way. They are being released even as you listen to these words. Trust my timing, for the drought is over, and the floodgates of my provision are swinging wide. You have often wondered, my child, in the quiet desperation of your soul, why the shadows have grown so long, and why the opposition in your life has been so relentless. You look around and see others who seem to glide through life with ease, while you feel as though every step forward is a battle against an invisible wind. You have asked me why the darkness seems to have singled you out, why the trials have been so personal, and why the attacks have targeted your very hope. Hear my truth now. Now the darkness does not waste its time on those who carry no light. A thief does not break into an abandoned, empty shack. He risks everything to enter the palace that contains the gold, the jewels, and the royal decrees. The very fact that you have been under such intense pressure is the greatest evidence of the immense value I have placed within you. You are not being targeted because you are weak. You are being targeted because you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You carry a seed of destiny that has the power to shatter generational curses and bring light to thousands, and the enemy knows it far better than you do. Imagine a majestic kingdom, a city of light surrounded by high ivory walls containing vast stores of diamonds, gold, and ancient scrolls of wisdom. This kingdom is your spirit, and the treasures within are the gifts, the purpose, and the calling I have woven into your DNA. The darkness has laid siege to your walls, not because it wants to destroy the stone, but because it is terrified of what is inside. Every doubt that whispers you are a failure, every financial setback that tries to steal your peace, and every relationship that has crumbled in betrayal is an attempt to make you abandon your post. The enemy wants you to believe that the siege is a sign of my abandonment. But I tell you, the siege is a sign of your significance. You are a repository of my glory, a vessel of my light in a world that is desperate for hope. The darkness is trying to bankrupt you emotionally and spiritually because it knows that once you realize who you truly are, its power over your family and your future will be broken forever. The intensity of the storm you are currently facing is directly proportional to the magnitude of the miracle that is about to be birthed. You have been in a season of heavy warfare because you are approaching the borders of your promised land. The giants are loud only because they know their time is short. The shadows are thick only because my light is about to break through with a brilliance you have never seen. I have allowed you to feel the heat of the battle so that you would learn the strength of your armor. I have allowed the darkness to press in so that you would discover the fire that burns within your own heart, a fire that cannot be quenched. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a warrior in training. The very things that were meant to destroy you are being used by my hand to develop a resilience in you that will make you unshakable in the days of prosperity that are coming. Do not be intimidated by the roar of the adversary. He is a defeated foe, and his attacks are nothing more than the desperate acts of one who knows he has already lost the war for your soul. You are covered by my protection, and though the arrows fly by day, and the terrors haunt the night, they shall not come near your dwelling. I am using the very darkness that tried to consume you as a backdrop to display my power. Just as the stars are only visible against the blackness of the night sky, my glory in your life is about to shine with a clarity that will leave the world in awe. You were chosen for this moment for this battle, and for this victory. The darkness did not win. It only served to prove that you are indestructible in me. Stand firm, my beloved, for the dawn is not just coming, it is already here. And the shadows are fleeing at the sound of my voice. My precious child, you have felt the heat of the furnace. And there have been moments when you cried out certain that the fire would consume you. You have wondered why the pressure has been so intense, and why the flames of your trials seem to have turned white hot. Hear my voice. I am not a distant observer of your pain. I am the master refiner, and I am sitting right beside the furnace of your life. I have my hand on the thermostat, and I promise you that the heat will never be more than you can bear. I am not burning you. I am burning away the dross. I am burning away the spirit of fear, the shackles of insecurity, and the old mindsets of lack that have kept you small for so long. The fire is not your enemy. It is my instrument of purification. Just as gold must pass through the flame to reach its highest value, your soul is being refined so that you can reflect my glory with a brilliance that is untainted by the world. I sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver, watching over you with a gaze of infinite love and unwavering patience. Do you know how a refiner knows when the silver is pure? It is when he can look down into the molten metal and see his own reflection perfectly mirrored on the surface. That is what I am doing in your life right now. I am removing the impurities of doubt and the slag of your past mistakes until when I look at you, I see my own character, my own peace, and my own strength looking back at me. This process is uncomfortable. It requires a stripping away of the things you once leaned on so that you can learn to lean entirely on my grace. You have felt like you were losing yourself in this season. But in reality, you are finding the person I created you to be before the world tried to mold you into its own image. This refining is necessary because I am preparing you to handle the weight of the massive blessing that is coming. Real blessings are heavy, my child. They require strong shoulders and a heart that has been tempered by experience. If I gave you the abundance you are asking for before your character was ready, that very blessing would crush you. But because you have endured the fire, because you have stayed in the furnace without turning bitter, you are developing the maturity needed to carry the mantle of leadership and the keys to the storehouse. I am building a foundation in you that no storm can shake, and a resilience that no critic can break. Every difficult person you've had to deal with and every impossible situation you've had to navigate has been a lesson in the school of the Spirit. You are passing the test, and your grade is written in the scars of your growth. Do not pull away from the process now, for the work is almost complete. The impurities are rising to the surface so that I can skim them away and leave you pure, bright, and incredibly valuable. You are being transformed from a person of potential into a person of power. The world sees the fire, but I see the finished product. I see a victor who is no longer easily offended, a provider who is no longer governed by greed, and a light that can never be extinguished. Your endurance in this season is producing a hope that will never disappoint you. Take heart, my beloved, for the refiner is satisfied with the work being done in you. The heat is about to subside, and what emerges from these flames will be a masterpiece of my own design, ready to step into a destiny that is far beyond your wildest dreams. My beloved, look at your scars not as wounds of defeat, but as the badge of the chosen one. You have wondered why your path has been so much steeper than others, why the winds have blown harder against your face, and why you have had to fight for every inch of ground you possess. It is because I have a higher calling for you than for those who walk the easy roads. Think of my servant Joseph, who was betrayed by his own blood, sold into slavery, and forgotten in a dark, cold dungeon for years. He felt the same loneliness you feel. He felt the same stinging injustice of being blamed for things he did not do. But every year in that prison was a year of hidden training for the throne of Egypt. Or think of Job, who lost everything in a single day, yet in his deepest agony, he refused to turn away from me. Their stories were not about the suffering, they were about the setup. You are being set up for a manifestation of my glory that will silence every critic and baffle every enemy. You carry the mark of one who has been tested and found faithful. You are not a victim of your history. You are the architect of a new legacy I am building through your endurance. Before I show you the full extent of this royal identity and the authority it carries, I want you to make a physical move that mirrors your spiritual acceptance. I am calling you to step forward and claim your seal as the chosen one. Join this global family of faith right now. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as a testimony to the heavens that you are no longer walking alone in the shadows. This is not just a simple action on a digital device. It is a spiritual agreement, a declaration that you are aligning your frequency with my divine purpose. By doing this, you are telling the spiritual realm that you accept the badge of honor I am placing upon you today, and that you are ready to receive the daily bread of my revelation. Do not let this moment of alignment pass you by without marking your territory in the kingdom. You are being called out from the masses to be a light in the darkness. And this community is the soil where your faith will be fanned into a roaring flame. Understand, my precious one, that timing is everything in my kingdom. You have often cried out in frustration that you are falling behind, but I tell you that you are perfectly on schedule according to my celestial clock. If I had opened the door of promotion sooner, you would not have had the depth of character required to stay in the room. If I had given you the wealth before the wisdom, it would have been a curse that destroyed you rather than a blessing that built you. I have an appointed time to bring every promise to pass, and that time is closer than you can imagine. Just as the seasons do not rush their beauty, my work in you is meticulous and perfect. You are not being delayed. You are being prepared. You are not being denied. You are being divine shielded while I strengthen your inner life. When you emerge from this hidden season of refining, you will not be the same person who entered it. You will walk with the quiet authority of someone who knows me intimately because you found my hand in the center of the fire. This badge you wear is invisible to the world, but it is blinding to the spirit realm. It signals to every demonic force that you are off limits, and it commands every heavenly angel to move on your behalf. Your faithfulness in the little things, the prayers you whispered when you were exhausted, the kindness you showed when you were deeply hurt, the integrity you kept when no one was watching, has qualified you for the much that is now arriving. I see the gold in your spirit that was refined through your private tears. You are moving from the back of the line to the front, from the forgotten corner to the center stage of my grace. Wear your identity with pride today. Do not bow your head in shame over your past mistakes, for I have redeemed every one of them and turned them into a powerful message. You are my chosen instrument, and through you, I am about to do something so significant that it will echo through your family line for generations to come. I have been watching the invisible threads that have bound your family for generations, my child. I see the patterns that have repeated themselves like a haunting melody, the same struggles with lack, the same battles with addiction, the same shadows of depression, and the same sudden walls that seem to stop your kin just before they reach their breakthrough. You have often felt like you were fighting a ghost, a weight that didn't belong to you, but was passed down through the blood that flows in your veins. You have looked at your parents and your grandparents and seen the same cycle of almost enough and never quite there. But hear my decree today. The buck stops with you. I have designated you as the pivot point of your entire lineage. You were born into that family not to be a victim of its history, but to be the one who rewrites its future. The chains that have held your ancestors are trembling because they recognize the fire of my spirit rising within you. The yoke that has been upon your neck is being destroyed right now, not by your human effort, but by the weight of my anointing. I am moving through your family tree from the deepest roots to the furthest branches, and I am severing every tie that does not align with my purpose. I declare that the spirit of poverty, which has haunted your house, is evicted this very hour. The cycles of sickness that have claimed the strength of your elders shall not touch your children. The recurring failures and the curses of broken relationships that have plagued your bloodline are being neutralized by the blood of the covenant. I am washing your history clean. Where there was a legacy of struggle, I am establishing a legacy of surplus. Where there was a heritage of shame, I am planting a banner of honor. You are no longer a prisoner of your past. You are a pioneer of a new divine order. I see the fears you carry, the quiet worry that you will end up just like those who came before you. I tell you today, you are different. You have been set apart and marked by my grace. Every word spoken against your family, every negative expectation, and every spiritual barrier is being dismantled. The walls of Jericho that stood for generations in your family are crumbling at the sound of your praise. I am breaking the chains of silence, the chains of fear, and the chains of not good enough. You are the chain breaker, the one who will teach your children how to walk in freedom, because you were brave enough to stand in the gap. The anointing on your life is so heavy that the yokes of the past simply cannot hold. They are snapping under the pressure of the glory I am pouring into you. As these ancient chains fall away, I want you to feel the lightness entering your spirit. You are walking into a spacious place where the limitations of your father and mother no longer apply. You are moving into a season where you will possess territories they never dared to dream of. I am redeeming the time that was lost to the enemy's theft. Every blessing that was stolen from your ancestors is being compounded and released into your hands. This is not just a shift for you. It is a shift for every generation that will come after you. They will look back at this moment, this day, and this message as the turning point when the darkness lost its grip on your name. Stand tall and breathe in the air of liberation. For the Son has set you free, and you are free indeed. My beloved child, the clock of heaven has struck a decisive hour. While the world sleeps, and while you have been tossing and turning in the silence of your anxieties, I have been working in the unseen dimensions to rearrange the very fabric of your reality. You are standing on the precipice of a sudden transition, a divine acceleration that will defy the logic of man and the laws of time. The long season of waiting, the years of not yet, and the months of almost there are being collapsed into a single moment of right now. I am the God of the sudden shift, the one who can turn a prison into a palace, and a desert into a spring in the blink of an eye. The atmosphere around you is heavy with the scent of breakthrough, charged with the electricity of my power. Can you feel the vibration in your spirit? It is the sound of heavy doors swinging open on hinges of grace. You are entering a 24-hour window where the coincidences will become so frequent and so precise that you will have no choice but to acknowledge my hand upon your life. In these coming hours, I want you to pay close attention to the whispers of your intuition and the random thoughts that cross your mind. I am the one placing those ideas there. You may receive a phone call from someone you haven't spoken to in years, or an email that seems to arrive out of nowhere with news you have been waiting for. I am moving people like chess pieces on a board, positioning destiny helpers who didn't even know they were looking for you. I am putting your name in the minds of those who have the power to say yes to your dreams. You have spent so long trying to make things happen through your own striving. But in this shift, you will see how easy it is when I breathe upon your efforts. This is not a gradual change. It is an eruption of my favor. The ground beneath your feet is shifting from the sand of uncertainty to the bedrock of my promise. I am accelerating your harvest, bringing the fruit of your labor to maturity in a single day, because I have seen your faithfulness in the drought. I see you right now, perhaps holding your phone with trembling hands, wondering if this message is truly for you. I see the flicker of hope battling the shadow of doubt in your heart. This is the moment to cast your vote for faith. Do not stay silent while the windows of heaven are opening over your head. If you believe that I am breaking your chains and shifting your story right now, I want you to declare it to the heavens and the earth. Type "I believe" or "My breakthrough is here" in the comments. This is your act of affirmation, a spiritual signal that you are in alignment with the frequency of my miracle. When you speak your belief, you give my angels permission to move on your behalf. You are sealing the prophecy that has been spoken over your life. This 24-hour shift is not just a promise. It is a spiritual reality that is currently manifesting in your physical world. Your yes to me is the spark that ignites the fire of your restoration. The magnitude of what is about to occur will leave those around you in awe. You have been the one who was hidden, the one who was passed over, but the shift will bring you into a light that cannot be ignored. I am redeeming the years that the locusts have eaten, and I am doing it with a speed that will make your head swim. You will look back at this exact moment and realize that everything changed here. The heaviness is lifting, the confusion is clearing, and the path is becoming straight. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way, and in this coming day you will walk on water. Do not look at the storm. Look at me. I am holding the sun still for your victory. I am silencing the lions in your den. The shift has begun, and by this time tomorrow, you will be standing in a new reality, tasting the sweetness of a prayer answered and a promise kept. Trust me, my precious one, for my timing is perfect and my power is absolute. My child, I have heard the silent, heavy sighs you breathe every time you look at the mounting bills on your table and the shrinking numbers in your bank account. I have felt the knot in your stomach when you wonder how you will make ends meet or how you will provide for the ones you love. But look up, for the heavens are no longer brass over your head. I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I am currently swinging wide the floodgates of my celestial storehouse. I am opening for you, my good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. You shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. The drought that has parched your finances is being swallowed up by a river of supernatural provision. This is not a trickle, it is a flood. I am releasing resources from directions you never anticipated, from sources you didn't even know existed. I am moving the hearts of people to favor you, and I am bringing back seeds you sowed years ago that you thought had withered in the ground. I am the great architect of opportunity, and I am creating new streams of income for you that will flow even while you sleep. I see the years you have spent in the wilderness of just enough where you had to scrape and bow just to survive. That season is being terminated today. I am giving you the power to get wealth, not for your own greed, but so that you can be a conduit of my blessing on this earth. I am canceling debts that have been like stones around your neck. I am bringing forth settlements, unexpected rebates, and divine ideas that will turn into prosperity. Do not limit me to a paycheck or a traditional path. I am the God who provided manna in the desert and money in a fish's mouth. I am rearranging the economy of your life so that you are no longer a slave to the lender, but a master of the resources I have entrusted to you. The stress that has aged your face and stolen your joy is being replaced by the peace of knowing that your Father is the King of all riches. This financial explosion is not a reward for your perfection, but a response to your persistence. and your heart's alignment with mine. You have been faithful in the little, and now I am making you ruler over much. I am touching the ledgers and the accounts that have been frozen against you. I am causing your name to be brought up in rooms where decisions are made, where your presence is required for a breakthrough. You will walk into a level of freedom where you no longer have to choose between a necessity and a dream. I am restoring the dignity that poverty tried to steal from you. Can you see the gates opening? Can you hear the sound of the abundance of rain? Your storehouses will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine. I am doing this so that you may know that I am the Lord your God, who teaches you to profit and leads you in the way you should go. Prepare your heart and your hands to receive, for the weight of this blessing is significant. You have been refined in the fire, so that you would not be consumed by the gold, but would use it to build my kingdom and bless the broken. The 24-hour window I have spoken of is the activation period for this financial shift. Expect the unexpected. A door that was slammed in your face will suddenly be held open by an invisible hand. A debt you thought was permanent will be marked paid in full by a grace you cannot explain. I am the God of more than enough, and I am making sure that your cup runs over so that others can drink from the overflow of my goodness in your life. The desert is behind you. The land of milk and honey is under your feet. Trust me, for I am your provider, and I have never once failed to keep my word. My beloved, I am reaching out to touch the parts of you that have been worn thin by the friction of life. I see the physical toll that your long season of stress has taken. I see the tension that knots your muscles, the inflammation that flares up in your joints when you are overwhelmed, and the way your heart feels heavy as if it were made of lead. You have been running on adrenaline and fumes for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be truly well. I am the great physician, and I am stepping into the laboratory of your body right now. I am moving through your nervous system, quieting the fight or flight response that has been screaming in your ears for years. I am touching your digestive system, your cardiovascular system, and your endocrine system. I am bringing balance where there has been chaos. Your body is the temple of my spirit, and I am performing a divine renovation. I am clearing out the toxins of anxiety and replacing them with the oxygen of my peace. You will notice a lightness in your limbs and a clarity in your mind that you haven't felt in a decade. But my healing does not stop at the skin. I am going deeper into the hidden chambers of your soul. I see the emotional scars that you have tried so hard to bury, the memories that still sting, the rejection that still echoes, and the grief that sits like a cold stone in your chest. I have seen the nights when your mind became a battlefield, replaying every failure and every hurt until you felt completely hollow. I am here to tell you that I am restoring the years that the locusts of depression and the cankerworms of trauma have eaten. I am binding up your broken heart and pouring the oil of joy into your wounds. You are not damaged goods, and you are not defined by what happened to you. I am rewriting your internal narrative. Where there was a spirit of heaviness, I am placing a garment of praise. Where there was a mind clouded by what-ifs, I am bringing the sunshine of my I am. You will find yourself laughing again, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine bubbling spring of life that I am uncapping within your spirit. Your emotional resilience is being rebuilt stronger than ever before. Close your eyes for a moment, my chosen one, and breathe with me. Take a deep, slow breath and feel the air as it enters your lungs. That breath is a gift from me, the very breath of life that I breathed into Adam. As you exhale, release the bitterness, the resentment, and the exhaustion. Imagine my golden light, the light of 1,000 suns, entering your crown and flowing down through every cell, every molecule, and every strand of your DNA. I am correcting the imbalances and healing the hidden fractures. I say to you today, I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds. These are not just words on a page. They are a living decree from my throne. I am the God who heals, and my power is flowing through your device and into your hands right now. You are being fireproofed from the inside out. The stress that once threatened to burn you down is being extinguished by the river of my presence. Feel the warmth of my love, radiating through your chest, dissolving the walls of fear you built to protect yourself. You are safe now. You are whole. I am also healing the way you see yourself. For too long you have looked in the mirror and seen a victim, a person who is constantly struggling to survive. But I look at you and I see a victor. I am restoring your confidence and your sense of worth. I am removing the scales from your eyes so that you can see the beauty and the potential that I see. This emotional and health restoration is a vital part of the 24-hour shift, for you cannot walk into your promised land with the limp of your past. I am giving you a new walk and a new talk. Your words will no longer be, I am tired or I am sick, but I am strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. I am invigorating your spirit so that you can run and not grow weary, so that you can walk and not faint. This is the day your vitality returns. This is the day your peace becomes unshakable. Accept this healing as a free gift, for it was bought with a price, and it belongs to you as my beloved child. My beloved, we have reached the threshold of a profound mystery. I told you at the beginning of this journey that I had a secret surprise prepared for you, a gift hidden within the folds of my providence, waiting for the exact moment when your spirit was ready to perceive it. Look with your spiritual eyes, for I am standing before a massive, ancient door in your life. A door that has been bolted shut for years, perhaps even decades. This is not just a door to a better job or a little more money. This is the door to your original identity, the one I spoke into existence before the stars began their dance. Behind this door lies the total alignment of your destiny. It is a reality where your passions, your talents, your finances, and your peace all converge into a single, beautiful stream. For too long you have lived a fragmented life, but the surprise I am revealing now is the integration of every broken piece. I am handing you the master key to a life that you never dared to dream was possible for someone like you. This surprise is manifested as a divine substitution. I am taking the ashes of your most painful memories and exchanging them for a beauty that will radiate from your very soul. I have seen the things you lost, the time stolen by regret, the resources drained by the enemy, and the love that was withheld when you needed it most. My surprise is a restoration that is not equal to what you lost, but 7 times greater. In the next 24 hours, you will encounter a God incident so precise, it will make your heart skip a beat. It might be a document that suddenly appears, a debt that is inexplicably forgiven, or a person from your past who returns to offer the apology or the opportunity you thought was gone forever. This is my secret signature upon your life, a personal wink from the Creator, to let you know that I have seen every tear and I have counted every hair on your head. You are being moved into a position of influence and abundance that will allow you to be the answer to someone else's desperate prayer. The reason this surprise is being revealed now is because your character has finally caught up to your calling. You have passed the test of discouragement. You have endured the fire of refining without losing your spark of faith. You are finally strong enough to carry the weight of this blessing without it crushing you. I have been knocking on the door of your heart, waiting for you to stop trying to fix everything yourself and simply let me in. The door is swinging open now. On the other side is a life of effortless flow, where the things you used to struggle for will now be attracted to you because of the light you carry. This surprise is my yes and amen to the desires I planted in you long ago. Step through the threshold with confidence, my precious child. The secret gift is yours, and the world is about to see the magnificent work I have done in the secret places of your soul. The surprise is not just a thing I am giving you. The surprise is the person you have become through the process. Hear the sound of my voice. For I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and today I issue a royal decree from the throne of grace that shall not be overturned by any power in heaven or on earth. My word does not return to me void, but it accomplishes exactly what I have sent it out to do. I am speaking directly into the atmosphere of your life, over your household, and over your future. The time for whispering is over. The time for shouting from the mountaintops has begun. I declare that the season of your wandering is finished. I decree that the heavens are now open over your finances, your health, and your family. Every legal document of the enemy that was used to hold you in bondage is being incinerated by the fire of my presence. I am the sovereign king, and I am signing your release papers with the blood of the covenant. You are no longer a subject of the kingdom of lack. You are a citizen of the kingdom of abundance. Receive this decree into your spirit right now, for what I have blessed no man can curse. Now, my beloved, I want you to align your voice with mine. Repeat these words in the sanctuary of your heart or out loud as an act of spiritual warfare. I am a child of the Most High God, and I am highly favored. I am the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. I decree that every debt in my life is being supernaturally dissolved, and every crooked path is being made straight. I declare that my body is a temple of divine health, and no sickness or infirmity has the right to dwell within me. I am a magnet for God's blessings, and opportunities are seeking me out even now. I release all bitterness and fear, and I put on the garment of praise and the spirit of power. My family is protected, my storehouses are overflowing, and my future is brighter than my past. I am not what my circumstances say I am. I am who God says I am. I am a victor, I am a conqueror, and I am the chosen one. Let these words take root in the soil of your soul, for they are the seeds of the reality I am manifesting in your life today. This decree is established and sealed in the courts of heaven. It is a permanent law that governs your life from this moment forward. I have commanded my angels to take charge over you, to keep you in all your ways, and to ensure that the provision I have decreed finds its way to your hands. The delay is over. The denial is broken. You are walking under a new mandate of mercy. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me. You are no longer defined by the struggles of your ancestors, but by the glory of your Father. The weight of my blessing is settling upon you, now giving you a peace that surpasses all understanding, and a strength that will carry you into the fullness of your destiny. It is written, it is spoken, and it is done. My precious one, as we stand on the threshold of this 24-hour shift, I must give you a final urgent warning. The blessing I am pouring out is like a tender seed that has just begun to sprout in the soil of your faith. Just as a gardener protects a young plant from the harsh winds and the trampling feet of those who do not understand its value, you must protect what I am doing in you. There are those in your life, perhaps even close to you, who have become comfortable with your struggle. They have known you only as the one who is tired, the one who is in debt, or the one who is always asking for help. When my favor begins to manifest, their spirits may react with doubt, jealousy, or skepticism. Do not feel the need to explain your miracle to those who didn't see your tears. Do not let the common sense of the world talk you out of your supernatural breakthrough. This is a season for holy silence and focused prayer. Keep the details of this divine surprise between you and me until the foundation is fully set. Your testimony will speak for itself in due time, but for now guard the gates of your heart and do not let the negativity of others dim the light I have just ignited within you. The enemy knows he cannot stop what I have decreed, but he will try to steal your peace through the voices of others. He will try to make you doubt the very words you have heard today. But you are a victor, not a victim. You have been trained in the secret place to recognize my voice and to ignore the roar of the adversary. It is time to finalize your stance. I want you to reach out and touch this prophecy with your own words. This is the moment to seal the contract between your soul and my spirit. Do not let this message end without leaving your mark upon it. I want you to type the following declaration in the comments: I claim my miracle with 100% faith. When you type those words, you are putting a lock on your blessing that the devourer cannot pick. You are telling the universe that you are fully invested, fully expectant, and fully ready to receive. Let this comment be your pillar of stone, a memorial of the day the tide turned in your favor. I am watching as you type, and I am recording your faith in the books of heaven. Your words are the final seal on this divine transaction. As we conclude this sacred conversation, I invite you once more to firmly plant your roots in this community of believers. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as your final act of commitment to this journey. This is not just about a video. It is about staying connected to the frequency of my favor. By joining this family, you are ensuring that my voice remains a constant presence in your daily life, drowning out the noise of the world and keeping your eyes fixed on the promises I have made to you. You are choosing to walk a path of constant elevation and spiritual growth. I have so much more to show you, so many more doors to open, and so many more secrets of the kingdom to reveal. Do not wander back into the wilderness of isolation. Stay here, stay in the light, and let us walk together into the glory I have prepared for you. You are loved beyond measure, you are protected by my hand, and you are destined for greatness. The shift has happened. The door is open. Go forth in my peace and watch as I do the impossible in your life. My beloved child, as this moment of our direct conversation draws to a close, do not think for a second that our work is finished. In fact, what you have experienced today is merely the clearing of the ground, the removal of the rubble, before the true monument of my glory is built in your life. The 24-hour shift I have promised is the spark that ignites the fire, but there is a roaring flame yet to come. You are standing before an unfinished door, a portal that leads not just to a better version of your current life, but to a completely different dimension of your existence. I am the God of the seventh day, the God of completion and perfect rest, and I tell you now, while the next 24 hours will bring the sign it is the seventh day, from this moment that will bring the full manifestation of the miracle. There is a weight of glory, a specific assignment for your soul that I have not yet revealed, because your heart is still absorbing the light of this current encounter. The path ahead of you is glowing with a radiance you cannot yet fully comprehend. I have secrets of the kingdom and blueprints for your future that require a deeper level of revelation. A part 2 of this spiritual decoding that will be made available to you when the first wave of blessing has settled. Do not grow complacent with the initial shift. Keep your spirit alert and your eyes fixed on the horizon. There is a greater mission attached to your name, a purpose that goes beyond your own comfort and into the destiny of nations. You have been trained in the secret, you have been refined in the fire, and now you are being positioned for a strategic move that will baffle the wise and empower the humble. The door is left slightly ajar, inviting you to keep seeking, keep knocking, and keep listening for my whisper. Go now. Walk into your day with the quiet confidence of a conqueror. Do not let the mundane tasks of the world distract you from the supernatural frequency we have established. The angels are already in motion. The ledgers are being updated, and your name is being spoken in the halls of heaven with honor. Remember that I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. This is not a goodbye. It is an invitation to a deeper walk. Expect the surprise in the next 24 hours, but keep your heart prepared for the seventh day, for that is when the unfinished door will swing wide, and you will see the full magnitude of what I have prepared for those who love me. The best is not just coming, it is here. And yet there is so much more. Peace be with you, my chosen one. It is done.